Hello, everyone. Welcome to ScubaTuber Live. My name is Brian Davis, and in these live streams, I talk to people who've got scuba diving YouTube channels, hence the term ScubaTuber, to find out more about them, to help you, their viewers, know who they are, what they do, what sort of things they're like, how experienced they are, and you also get a chance to ask questions during the live stream just by writing comments on the comments. I then put those comments on the screen and we answer them. Anything goes. You can ask anything you want. So my guest today is Mark Wynne, the owner, founder, proprietor, senior instructor, team maker of Blue Horizon Diving in Bermuda. So with no further ado, we're going to get Mark on the screen and I'm going to hit him with his first question. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hi, Brian. Thank you very much for having me. I'm really looking forward to this, and this should be great fun, I reckon.
All right. So, first question. So, I'm going to start off with a few about your background and things, and then we'll get into your YouTube channel. A Scotsman in Bermuda. How did that happen?
Well, for my sins before, I'm just going to sound bad. I was an investment banker in the oil and gas sector. I know it doesn't sound good when you're a diver, a dive instructor. And
oh, you got early retirement.
I wish. I was doing the long hours without the bonus. But they turned out, once I finished my training as a chartered accountant, me and my wife, well, now wife, we went traveling around the world for a year, and we just thought, why do we want to go back to Scotland? The rain, the cold. You've been there, you know what it's like. You're in Dubai and you're British, so you know exactly. You've escaped the weather as well. And then we had job offers around the world: New York, Melbourne, Singapore, London, Glasgow, and Bermuda was there. And we thought, Melbourne's too far for my wife. New York, I went to the investment banking hours, and I thought, Bermuda, why not? Tropical island and make it a bit of holiday. And we're only meant to be here 2 years, and 4 years later, we're still here, and there's no sign of us leaving anytime soon. But it's a beautiful island, and we did no research at all about the island. I thought it was in the Caribbean. It's actually in the Atlantic.
Yeah. Well, I knew that one.
Richard Hunter keeps going, oh, you in the Caribbean? I'm like, no, we're North Atlantic with North Carolina. And I didn't realize how expensive it was. That was an eye-opener when I got there. We came there and everything is 5-6 times the price of anything.
I don't believe that one. A Scotsman, a chartered accountant, and he didn't research the cost of living in Bermuda. That's got to be a first.
That has to be a first. Like, I remember looking at the first punnet of strawberries in the shops. You know, what they back home, £1.20, £1.50. They were $30, and I almost cried the first day. I'm like,
so you're off the strawberries then. So, are you still? Did you go to Bermuda to work in diving or to work in finance?
Yeah, so I moved over here from going from investment banking to make people rich. I went to managing the wealthy, ultra high net worth individuals' money offshore. So sounds really bad. And then a couple of years into that, about 2 years into that, an opportunity came up to become the financial controller at the Bermuda Underwater Exploration Institute. It's a
fantastic
marine conservation and environmental and exploration institute. It's a charity, and I've been an instructor for 11 years now, and I couldn't turn down the opportunity because it allowed me to get in the water. So in my job, I spent a lot of time out interviewing amazing organizations, being in the water, and actually doing some archaeology work as well. So I've had the opportunity to jump in archaeology. The organization is brilliant. I don't know if you've heard of someone called Teddy Tucker.
No.
Have you heard of the Tucker Cross?
Sorry?
Have you heard of the Tucker Cross?
Yeah.
It's a famous artifact. It's found by Teddy Tucker on I think it was the San Pedro Spanish galleon ship that was stolen. And it's still where it is. It's still not know where it is. So he was one of the pioneers of underwater archaeology. He served during the Royal Navy during World War II. And he actually came back and learned his skills from serving in the Royal Navy and put it to searching for wrecks. And he was one of the pioneers of underwater archaeology. He found about 150 wrecks in Bermuda, and this organization was actually set up to showcase his treasures and artifacts that he found from his time searching all these wrecks. And he eventually wrote the book The Deep based on him. So the crazy, you ever seen that film, The Crazy Underwater Archaeology? That film, that's based on Teddy Tucker. So he's kind of like a legend, kind of like a Mel Fisher in Florida type individual.
Right.
So that's what the organisation is based on, and we just expanded over the years for education and learning and teaching to children since then.
All right, and where does Blue Horizon diving fit into all of this then?
So when we came back from our travels, I started Blue Horizon Diving as a dive school back in Glasgow. So I partnered with Scuba Pro. Scuba Pro provided me a lot of my kit through Edinburgh Dive Centre, and they've been so supportive to me. So that's why you'll see I'm Scuba Pro kitting all my videos. And
I'm a big Scuba Pro fan. I used to be the Scuba Pro agent in Dubai for many years.
Do you know Andy?
No, we dealt with them France.
Okay.
We weren't allowed to talk to people in America. The French weren't having that.
Oh, no, Andy Shear's in the UK. So I literally just reached out and went, start a dive school up. Would love to. I'm a big fan of Scuba Pro. Would you guys want to partner? And they've got something called a Scuba Pro Authorized Education Partner Program. So they took me onto that program and partnered with me since. So spent a lot of money getting all the kit in, great prizes, but for the school. And then 3 months later, I ended up in Bermuda. So my mum's house, one of her third bedrooms, is a huge dive locker with about 30 pieces of kit. But my sweet sister's house has got about 30 dive cylinders in her garage. But my mates back home, they still run it as a dive school for me, so they still do some teaching when they can. So they just borrow my kit and teach, which is still good.
Okay.
Still running as a dive school back in Glasgow as well.
But you're operating in Bermuda as well?
Yeah, so, well, I don't offer teaching in Bermuda because of work permit reasons.
Right.
So what I do is I tried to thought, well, it looked like I thought it was going to be 2 years in Bermuda, and I thought I'm not going to be able to, I built up I did about 34 courses in 3 months, and it was really taking off. It was really starting to take off hugely, diving pretty much every day. So I was like, I built up a following, about 3,000 people following. I thought, I've still got to provide something. So that's when I started just showcasing my diving in Bermuda and kind of turn it into a more personal blog for me,
Right.
diving, but also my school is still operating back in Glasgow. But what I did here when I moved to Bermuda, I didn't even have a house sorted yet. I literally emailed straight away, Dive Bermuda and Blue Water Divers, and went, instructor coming to Ireland, can you guys give me a job to come and teach on the weekends? Like you can volunteer on the weekend. And they're like, Dive Bermuda came straight back to me and were like, well, if you come meet us, interview, if it goes well, we'll give you a second work permit to teach as an instructor for us. So within so I landed on the 27th of March, went to Dive Bermuda the 28th. They offered me a job straight away there to come out and teach them. So I've got 2 work permits in Bermuda, and I've been a dive instructor of Dive Bermuda ever since, which has been great. So I pretty much teach all my diving through Dive Bermuda.
Right. Now I get it. Right, a couple of comments come up. Let's have a look. Critter Hunter, I told you it'd be first.
Critter Hunter, yeah.
Oh, dear Mark. Wow,
I'm not even going
to you be finding this. Oh, there we go.
I'm not even gonna lie, I've not even had the opportunity to look for it yet. So I'm really sorry, Justin. It's on my list. We got blown out by another Hurricane Epsilon, and then I was doing some other filming, so I've not got around to that challenge yet. It's on my list.
Well, I could swap you a snake eel for a guitar shark.
No, there's no sharks in Bermuda, so no. well, there is if we start stitching each other up.
No, I've got his guitar shark one sorted.
You've got it.
Just been very busy with these live streams and stuff and working for a living.
I'm going to blame
asking for a friend.
Holly for this one, because she's expert finding critters for me, and she's going off island on Monday for a month. So I'm blaming her that I've not got it yet. So she's going to have to come back and find me. Like
you've got snake eels in Bermuda, right?
We got snake eels. There's a video on my actual channel of a snake eel in Bermuda, but I'm not using that footage. I'm going to go out and find one. I'm not going to
Secret hunter. We play by the rules.
Yeah, I was like, could just try to use that one, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to find it. But like Holly saved me finding the crabs, I was struggling with those crabs.
Critter hunters crap it. crap at crabs. I mean, he gets these little sort of, I think they're plastic ones that he plants in the anemones and stuff. But I'm still waiting for my real crab. It's not a challenge because I know he'll sulk. So, I just want to see, even if he goes to the fish market and buys one, just show me that there's a big crab,
Well,
Anyway, my brother-in-law's on. Right, Roy, we dive a lot together in Egypt. As soon as Dubai's accepted an accepted destination for the UK, he'll be over here diving off Coronet.
Oh, amazing!
Critter Hunter's back again. I should call this the Critter Hunter interviews.
Actually, it's called. I was going to say the cheeky bugger. He's a wee wind-up merchant, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he is.
You got to love him. Yeah. You got to love him. But I heard he's having real trouble with the octopuses at the moment. And I mean, Captain.
Yeah, octopuses. Yeah, I mean, Captain Eelgrass is fine. Dive monsters are finding them. In Darwin, but where they live and dive, of course, the water's much colder. I've got dive monsters on next Friday.
You've got them next. They're brilliant. Those two. They're characters. So and Ocean
I'm laughing already. I'm just waiting for Rudy. He's just going to come out with some class. But those two are fantastic.
He's going to come back or something. Like Ocean Sea ID, they're a great channel as well. They've put up a couple of videos of octopus that they've been out finding as well. So it seems like everyone is at the moment, apart from.
I think I'll go to the East Coast to find an octopus next week, right? I'm sure we'll find one.
You realise if you find one,
what's he got to say now?
He's going to cry.
Little, not a good reply, Critter Hunter. Don't believe that one. Okay, whereabouts in Scotland are you from, Mark?
I'm from Glasgow. I don't know if you've ever been. Beautiful city. The slogan in Glasgow is "People make Glasgow with like the friendliest people."
I've dived the Clyde out of Glasgow.
Clyde, yes. You've done like the a.k.a. and stuff.
I don't know. I couldn't see anything.
You can't
I had a week of diving with the dive club out of Lancaster, Fireman's Dive Club, and I can tell you, it was off a guy called Robin and his mum and an old MTB, he's an ex-Royal Marine. So long ago, the Echo Sound had a paper reel, and he was fairly new to those. A lovely guy. His mum was brilliant, knocking food out all day, but we'd miss half the wrecks. Right, so we go down the line, no wreck. And the ones we did get on, we could hardly see. It's the worst visit in my life ever, the Clyde.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't mind low vis.
Perfect glide, yeah.
I don't mind low vis. I'm quite happy in low vis, but that's why I'm really good navigating. I'm really good at the compass because I'm used to just not seeing anything in front of me.
I've dived a lot out of Scotland. St Kilda, Oban. Really nice, except not the further Clyde. Do not go to the Scapa Float, another great place.
Every time I have people come on the boat, they're like, what's Scotland? I was like, you heard a truck? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you heard of Scapa? No, I went, go check out Scapa. It's incredible. It's like the truck of the north. I absolutely love Scapa. That's the reason why I did all my tech stuff, was so I could dive in Scapa and no longer down on the wrecks there. Incredible.
Well, my best diving buddy, Stevie, is actually from Wick.
Okay, so he's right on the north.
So yeah, that's just like, we'll just go diving. Let's just go over the Scapa Float. Oh, Critter Hunter's on. Oh, we got a bit of a thing going on here. Octopuses, don't get me started. Now he should get his English right because Roy's in octopi, and Roy is correct.
You probably saw that in that video with the last one I put up with me and Holly finding the octopus dens. We kept losing it because we couldn't remember we had to say octopus or octopus. I can't even say it now. Octopi or octopuses, and we just kept losing it all the time. We just could not get it out. We get confused.
Octopi is a primary, octopuses is the plural ones. Roy, you've got to remember he's from America, right?
William's like, oh dear.
And Critter Hunter's very concerned at the moment. He's probably deciding who he's not going to vote for.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, how long have you been diving, Mark?
I learned 14 years I've been diving for now. So I started at 16. I did my first dives in Fuerteventura in the Canary Islands. So I was actually jumping in, and it's one of those package holidays with Thomas Cougar Thompson, and they were doing a DSD. So I thought, I'm going to go do this. I've always wanted to dive, but being in Scotland, of course, I lived in London as well. It's my dad's job. I didn't really think of UK diving back then. But I was desperate to dive ever since I watched Blue Planet as a kid with David Attenborough. That kind of inspired me to get into diving. And I was desperate to do it. And then I saw I could do it when I was in Fuerteventura. Now, I was meant to be only doing Discover Scuba Dive. And my wee sister did a banana boat the day before and got smacked in the head, and her head swelled up. And they told her she's not, like the doctor said, you can't dive. So they went, why not do, instead of refunding your CISD, why not do the Paddy Scuba Diver? I don't know if you remember that. It's like half the open water course.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
12 meters max depth. So I did it, absolutely loved it. And I just remember angel sharks and everything's back to this. Absolutely loved it. And I didn't actually go back to the UK, didn't dive really for another 2 years properly. And it was not until or a year and a half I was in Bulgaria. And you're going to cringe at this. So we were in a place called Sozopol on the Black Sea. And I'm like, I'm going to go diving again. I'm desperate to go. Hadn't dived for about a year and a half. And I went out to the dive centre, gave them my logbook, gave them my card, and they were like, okay, we're going out for a dive. You know, you don't know at this point. I'm a scuba diver, 2 dives, 12 meters max, the Paddy Pro. And we're going down this wreck. I'm going down, and there was no depth gauge, only a pressure gauge, how much air you had. We're on this wreck, and we're going through the wreck and everything, diving through this wreck, this old fishing trawler, going through the bridge and everything. I think it's amazing. I had this Russian diver with me who was just up, down, losing control all the time. Did the dive, came up all happy. I think we only did like 20 minutes, and he came up and the shot's like, you went through your air quite quickly. I'm like, yeah, I did and everything. He's like, okay, just try and relax yourself, go on the second dive. Do another wreck, penetrating it. Again, maybe 25-minute dive. He's like, okay, you need to really work on your breathing. And he's filled my logbook in, and he wrote the first dive, 32 meters.
How was the viz?
My viz was probably about 4 meters and 32 third ever dive. And I remember he signed my logbook, and I went, my card says 12 meters. And he's like, oh.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So my third dive was penetrating a wreck at 32 meters, and my second dive was another wreck at 28 meters. He's like,
so you went from scuba diver to wreck and deep specialties in one go.
That's where I learned. Like you know, it's like you go and you trust people. You give them your logbook, check it. You think you're fine. You think they know what they're doing. And I remember their face, and they were like, "Oh, that's why you're not very good on air." And I was like, right. So I got back to Scotland, and I emailed a couple of dive centres in Scotland, and one came back to me, and when I realised that, I'm like, there's bandits out there. There's some cowboy organisations. I need to look, go and do the full open water and learn properly, so I'm more safer. Because I really started clicking how risky that was. And I remember walking into the dive centre in Glasgow, and gave them my logbook, started the open water course. He asked my logbook, and the guy Martin Quinn went, "There's no way you did 32 meters." I went,
I did.
yeah, I did. Like, no, this is not right. And I went, it is. I went, the instructor signed it, and they've even stamped it. And he's like, are you serious? He goes, that is the most dangerous thing you could do. And then when I was doing my open water course, I started realising how dangerous that really was. Because, you don't even do remove and replace mask until confined 3 or open water 3 in the water course. So I hadn't even done that skill. I've only done a partial mask flood. So that's when I started getting into diving properly at that point, when I got back from Bulgaria and learned in Loch Long, just by Fastleigh Naval Base in Scotland, in about half a metre of this. And I remember sitting in my dry suit, looking at my pressure gauge, doing my open water case, and there was heavy rain in the glen. So I washed into the loch, and it was like tea, and you couldn't even see the pressure gauge in front of you. And I'm like, this is what diving's like. So I had a bit of a weird, strange entry to it, but it made me realise that you need to learn properly and research the people you dive with, is what I would say as well.
That wasn't bad though, those first 2 dives. Yeah. Better than doing a 10 meter. You came back alive. What I like is you didn't have a depth gauge.
I didn't have a depth gauge. Well, that's what made it work. Or a dive computer. Yeah, so that was the third dive, fourth dive, 32 meters and 28 meters. You can't penetrate in wrecks. It's a bit.
How many dives did you do in Bulgaria after your scuba diver? Was it just the 2, or you did some?
So I did the scuba dive in Fuerteventura. I'd done like a 10-meter and a 12-meter dive.
Yeah.
And that was 18 months till I dived
Then
again.
yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah. So after I didn't do any other diving in Bulgaria, I just did the 2 dives, and then
Okay, right.
I went to.
No, it would have been pretty cool if you'd come back with 20 dives, all the 30 to 40 meters.
So I was there going my open water course, and I'm ready on 4 dives, starting the open water course.
With SSI, then we could have put you on the experienced diver course.
What was that?
With SSI, we could have put you on the experienced diver course.
Pretty much, couldn't you, straight away? Done 3rd dive 32 meters, 4th dive 28. It's just like, yeah. And I always think, but I pretty much got back to Bulgaria, finished my open water course within about a month, and did my advance the following month, and rescue about a month after that. So before the end.
So you learned with Paddy, yeah?
I learned with Paddy, yeah. So I was a dive master at 18. I was actually an instructor by 18 as well. Yeah.
Oh, well done, well done. A couple of comments coming up. Let's have a look. Oh, that's Critter Hunter's wife. She's funny.
She's a character, absolute character.
She keeps him under control. Wait, you have to be certified.
Well, if you see his
dive, well, I guess not in the Philippines.
Not in the Philippines, no, or Vietnam, is it?
Yeah. Blimey, 0 to hero. Cyprus rushes their qualifications would pay big money to firms and pay to be taken on the neighbour at 40 meters. Roy lived in Cyprus with the army, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you learned to dive in Cyprus as well, didn't you? Right, what do we got now? What's your highest level of certification now? And do you just have Paddy certifications or any others?
Yeah, I'm a Paddy IDT staff instructor. I was BSAC for a while, maybe only 2 years.
Why did you go to BSAC?
So I was at university, and the university tobacco club wanted an instructor there. So I was there as an instructor, and they would start the students in around about the September intake, and then they'd finish to do their ocean diver in May, for the Oban trip in Scotland. But then what used to quite happen a lot, BSAC are very thorough, as you probably are very aware. So we used to, especially at tobacco clubs at uni, they were very thorough, where there'd be a pool session just based on the one skill, repeat, and they'd do 2 pool sessions a week. But then what kind of happened was I would get called, they would get to May, and of course, not all the students, student lives are, they're out drinking and partying, they don't make all the pool sessions. So I would literally get called in and go, Mark, can you quickly do the open water course for them, the confined session, do their open water, Paddy open water, actually on it. So the ones who had not been able to complete all the sessions of BSAC, I would do their Paddy open water course for the club, and they would do, the ones who had finished it, they would do the ocean divers for them. I just did that for 2 years, and then it was getting too much of studying and working for a dive centre in Aberdeen as well at the time. I went to uni in Aberdeen. And of course, on Wednesdays, I used to be a safety diver for the helicopter training for the offshore oil rigs. Right. So working in the centre, Wednesdays, I was in the pool for like 4 hours, sitting, watching the helicopter. Like, you've seen it, it's like a tube with seats, and they lower it into the water and spin it. And they've all got to rescue themselves out. So I would sit in a pool with a twin set on for 4 hours in the pool, watching the ones with the red hat, and grab them and pull them out of the pull them out of like the simulated helicopter. So doing that, with working with that centre on the weekends with studies, it just got too much, so I just dropped out of BSAC as a result of that. All right,
well, it's a lot easier in BSAC now as a Paddy diver, crossing over. I've got 2 friends who are advanced open water. In fact, one of them started, he was an ocean diver with BSAC, and he was in the army, and his father was a big instructor as well, and he'd lost his certification and logbook. He lives in the Philippines now. He works on airports there, and I managed to get contact BSAC, and they had his records as an ocean diver. So to get a card, he didn't have advanced open water. In fact, the dive centre actually jimmied him a bit, because he's already, an ocean diver is very close to an advanced open water. He could have gone higher.
Exactly.
So I've just got his sports diver conversion pack for him and another friend of mine who both got advanced open water. So yeah, it's much easier now. And there's even the qualification books changed. You probably had a blue one like me. you now have like a little file of facts, and you
I
can
remember
put.
it was a little facts thing. I remember, wasn't it? But yeah, for me, my highest level is staff instructor, Paddy. I think you're a staff instructor as well, you said.
Yeah.
And then of course I'm a tech diver as well. But
let's get through because I'm going to come on to that. So, Critter Hunter wants to move to Russia. Yeah, I bet Julia really would like that, Critter Hunter. Roy's, but yeah, he did his open water dive master in. I guess that's open water. Yeah, in Cyprus. Very good diver, Roy. Very incredibly low air consumption. Believe it or not, my last course was a specially called the frogfish naturalist.
I think he needs an octopus one.
Should have done an octopus one. That's right.
He's got to
right, so
as well.
You've done tech diver.
Yeah.
My next question was going to be, have you finished all your training? Are you done, or have you still got some training ambitions?
Yeah, so I do. So I've been on the course director mentoring program with Paddy for quite a wee while now. So what I was with the first Paddy Ema with Terry Johnson, brilliant guy, and I'm with Alec Helbison, who's my mentor just now. So he's mentoring me to become a course director.
Right.
So I just need to staff. So as you know, you've got to have X amount of certs for your master's. 150 over certain thing. I've got about just shy of 300 certs, but I'm just short in one category. Because different categories, you got to think of,
it's like when you go to your master instructor, the same, right? You've just got to have a broad base.
So I've certified about just shy of 300 divers, but I'm just one cert short in one category. So I just need to rattle that.
Which one's
that? One assistant instructor.
One assistant.
One assistant instructor, I'm short. I've got 4 assistants, I need 5. And what I can do is I can go staff some IDCs. I staffed some IDCs back in 2009, 2010, but because the curriculum changed, they're not applicable anymore. And I did some more staff IDCs in 2015, 2016, but again, because the curriculum's changed, it's only a 3-year look back, they can count the staffing IDC towards that. Yeah. So I now need
Paddy, they get on my nerves with these when they change the rules and stuff,
Yeah, so it's only a 3-year wash back with staffing and seminars and all that. So I'm fine with all that. It's just I need to get one assistant instructor, and then I can go on to my course director.
Are there many course directors resident in Bermuda?
There's not a single one. So if I do get it, I'll be the only one in Bermuda, which will be good. And because I work with Bermuda as well, so they would, as an instructor of them, and they're a 5-star IDC centre, so we'd be able to start running instructor courses for them as well. So that's kind of the plan. I really want to do my cave training as well. That's top of my list.
Sorry, what was that?
I really want to do my cave training as well. That's top of my list. Do my cave training. I really love it. And then probably start going into trimix. I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Rebreathers at all?
Rebreathers are up there. I was meant to be going to Florida this year to learn on the JJ, but because of COVID, that stopped that.
That was
the JJ
developed by Dave Thompson, right?
Yes, Horizon Divers.
Yeah, I think Dave Thompson, because he was the original guy who helped or designed the inspiration, and I don't rebreathe a dive at the moment except for semi-closed, but he taught me on my inspiration course. And at the time, I thought, no, these are not for me.
Yeah.
I think Dave Street in particular has changed my mind now because everything's come on so much more. You can avoid having an accident.
Well, I just remembered it being called the box of death when I was coming through the ranks.
Because they were new, right? And people didn't. The training courses weren't developed fully. The equipment. I mean. David off camera told me some of the stuff he had to go through to develop the Proteus, and it's you've got lots of things to cover. You can't just stick a load of bits together. He prototypes, 3D prints all the parts in advance to prototype them to make sure they all fit together properly. And he said if I had to tool up for that, there was a mistake. You'd be tempted to use it, right? So,
exactly.
And he got let down by a supplier on the P3, and you know what he's done? He's recalled all the P3s and given them a P4.
Oh, that's good. That's
which manufacturer in the world would do that, right?
very few, if any. Let's be honest.
Right, let's see. We've got some more comments. Critter Hunter. Will tech diving help you film a snake during a hurricane? Damn right it will.
I think it will. I think we're all joking because all the divers here hate when the hurricane's rocking. We got hit by 3 this year, which is really unprecedented for us. And we were all joking, saying, I think we could pitch the Paddy Hurricane specialty. We can all just make out to go out for a dive.
Well, I think Critter Hunter's just about to be hit in the Philippines. I think there's a couple of big ones coming through. They call them typhoons.
Yeah, because he's not been in the water recently, has he?
No, it's been raining. Yeah, he doesn't go diving when it's raining. Mark, will that blue Sunto help you? Oh.
Nah, I'm on a Perdix, mate. I dived a Sunto for years, the great computers. I had a Viper for about 10 years, but I moved to my Perdix AI, and I absolutely.
Well, you know, all the dive instructors love, all dive guys love the Sunto, of course.
I had the Sunto for 10 years. I moved.
Yeah, you're out the water about 20 minutes early because you're in deco.
Yeah, that was a nightmare with that, where it just constantly changes. Like, I remember I'd be on the Hermes. We did it as a record here, about 25 meters. Be on that for half an hour, do the second dive, and I'm going down on the second dive to like hang over a hole. It's like 16 meters, and I'm like 5 minutes of deco. I'm like, really? And I'm looking at my mates from the Marais or Cressy, and they've got like 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, come on, we have to move up. It's just, you can't even get the explosive side. So I had to drop the Sunto for the Perdix. And when I did my tech stuff, I moved to Perdix and best one.
Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to love the Perdix. You know, I'm still on my Galileo Sol. I do have a Scuba Pro G2 waiting for me in England.
Have you got with the heart rate?
No, I don't bother with that. It's just
you got to watch out for that if you use it. So Holly's dad's Dr. Dave. He's the dive doctor in Ireland, originally from Bristol, and he dives the heart rate, and he's always dive medicine. And they were on the wreck on the Hermes, going around exploring it, and it was because it monitors your NDL based off your heart rate. So because the heart rate was so low and so relaxed, it was giving him so much longer at depth. Then he literally saw a lionfish to go shoot it, and his heart rate went through the roof, and it went and blocked him out the dive. And he's like, locked him out because he's like, he did 55 minutes on the wreck, hit the lionfish, heart rate blew through the roof, locked out the second dive, see him on the boat, miserable, can't dive because he's been locked out. So that's the one thing you have to watch, and it calculates.
No, I'm not into using the heart rate. Oh, David Street's in the room, and he's put up rebreathers. Excellent. We got it, David. You know, I interviewed David last week. It was great. You know, I found a new brand of red wine that's worth drinking.
Well done, David.
You're wearing it now, Mark. Wearing what?
Sunto Blue. Like that.
He's back again. Oh, Sunto is the poor man's, but I should be the poor man gear ambassador. And you got violin there, Mark. We can do violin together, right? Right, let's move on. Good until you're stealing the show. We love you.
He's now got his ad revenue, so he should be able to buy a Perdix soon.
He's monetized now, eh?
Nice, in the matter of time, we'll be buying a Perdix.
Yeah, we'd be asking you for a loan, Critter Hunter.
Exactly.
Number of dives?
It's a couple of thousand.
Still logging them?
Still log them, but not as regularly as I should. But over 2,000. Last I remember checking. The problem is, I do log them. The reason why I log them still, I can't remember, it's like maybe 2.5, 2.6 something. But the reason why I log them is because being an instructor, I still write them down just in case something happens.
You have to. I mean, that's standard, isn't it?
So every time I'm guiding, because I'm guiding tourists all the time, and you know, some of them have only dived, do one dive a year, that sort of thing, or dive a year holiday vacation now. So I write their names down, write down what I thought of their diving ability and everything, just in case I get calls saying, Mark, June 2018 and 6th, you had such and such, they said this, I haven't noted, just to cover myself. And that's why I'd recommend any instructor. I know a lot of instructors stop logging them. I just log them just so I don't get sued if something happens. Touch wood,
I log.
happen, and it won't, because my mates will take the mick out of me for this, that I'm probably one of the most safety conscious divers you've ever met. Literally every time I go with a new diver, I'll ask them how much air they have for every 5 minutes, just so I get a gauge of what their consumption rate is. Then I'll move to every 10, 15, because I've never done it before.
Especially when you're guiding professionally, you could have 4 people. One's like my brother-in-law Roy. You haven't got to worry about him. You look at his gauge and think it's broken, and then you get another way you just watch it. So yeah, for sure, you've got to be like that.
I remember one of the wrecks we did here, a guy was diving 24 meters in this wreck, and big American guy, lovely guy, American footballer, and he literally, we're down the wreck, and literally 12 minutes, he's like 1,000 psi. I'm like, what? I'm like, so I think it was like rising back up and safety stop, 18 minutes out of the dive, if that, maybe less. So that's why I'm so conscious. Any dive I've never dived with, get a gauge of the air, and then I'll move it, extend 10, 15 minutes. And the second dive, I've pretty got an idea where they are, so I'll go to every 10, 15 minutes. But you've dived with tourists, you know what it's like. Some are brilliant, some are just, how did you get certified?
Exactly, and it's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
I mean, that's why people have a pop at some of the training organisations. It's not the training organisations that teach them.
No,
it's the instructor.
And that's
and the problem is the students don't send the right questions back on the QA questionnaires.
Exactly.
No one ever.
And that's one thing I'm a firm believer in. I don't care if it's BSAC, NAUI, SSI, SDI, PADI, whatever, ScotSAC. All agencies at the end of it are teaching the fundamentals and the same principles, and they all get the same level. But it all comes down to the instructor, in my opinion.
Exactly.
One thing I hate in the UK, but it's BSAC, PADI. I'm like, no one's a better diver. It comes down to the instructor. The courses are pretty much standardised. They produce the same content, quality in the end. It all comes down to the instructor, in my opinion. And I think that's really important when you're choosing a tech course. Don't base it on if you're going PADI, TDI, or IMDD.
No, tech is all about the instructor.
Base it all on the instructor. That's one thing I'd always recommend. And my tech instructor was the best instructor I've ever had. He tried to break me in a good way, because he said, I'm going to train you to here because you'll dive here. And that was any instructor who's out there listening, or any budding instructor who wants to come up, what I would say is, when you come an instructor, don't just sit being an instructor, because a lot of instructors get complacent. And it's one thing he said, my instructor, Angel Navarro, he's worked for Pro Dive in Mexico. He's now with set his own organization in Mexico. And he was saying, every instructor in his belief to do an intro to cave or the first levels of tech, and they realize that they're not at that level yet. They're not as good as they think they are, because it opens your eyes up. And before I went tech, I was an instructor for a long time, maybe 8 years. Went tech, and my eyes opened up completely. That there's so much more to learn, so much more to do, and you're always learning, and you're never at that pinnacle. You're always learning. You can always learn that more. I don't know if you feel the same.
Yeah, no. Techs, and I say to people, I might go back into tech. I did. In fact, on a couple of things. I was at TDI instructor training at one stage, but with setting the business up, I just had to say, no, if I'm going to go into tech, I'll end up, trimix, hypoxic right, and I just won't have the time to do it safely. I'll rush it. Now I'm looking at getting back into it. As I'll retire from the construction industry within the next 3 years. Then watch out what comes on the channel.
Exactly.
Right, this is the Brian Davis question. Business class ticket anywhere in the world, $5,000 spending money, and all your diving paid.
Where would I go?
Where would you go that you've been to already?
Oh, where I've been to already, not where I've not been.
No, that's later.
Oh, right. I've dived in about 40 countries. Do you know what? That's actually quite a tough question. All paid for. There I've been. I'd love to go back to Red Sea, Egypt. My favourite wreck I've ever done is the Thistlegorm. Without doubt, my favourite wreck I ever dived. And my favourite reef is Sharkney-Yolanda Reef. I don't know what it was. I just loved that reef with all the toilet seats and the reef, the life in it. And you actually come out, drift to an enemy city, drift back, come out, reef. It was just an awesome dive. So I'd probably say Red Sea for a place that I've dived before.
Okay, same question, but you've not been there. Top bucket list location.
Galapagos is top of my list. Actually, desert diver and also Antarctica. So Holly's done Galapagos and she keeps sending me pictures of it to wind me up. And she keeps showing me videos. And this is what you can see. We dived with Darwin's Arch, and I don't know if you remember someone called Andy Phillips.
No.
Great guy from Scotland. He ran Utila Dive Centre. You know, the really popular one in Utila. Unfortunately, rest in peace for him. A phenomenal guy. He unfortunately passed away in a diving accident last year in St. Lawrence River. He was the one who was trying to get me to rebreathe. I dived with him a lot, but he was the one who showed me. I remember being with him, diving with him, and he showed me Darwin's Arch. He said, "This is the best dive you're ever going to do in the world." And they had hammerheads, whale sharks, everything. And ever since then, I just wanted to go there. And he actually inspired me as well. He was a phenomenal instructor, a great guy. It was sad what happened to him. Lovely.
Okay, favourite site in Bermuda?
I'd probably choose my favourite dive.
This is for when me and Critter Hunter come over, right? We're going to say that's where we want to go first.
You guys better come. Honestly, you need to come out. My favourite dive in Bermuda would be the King George dredger. It's a brilliant wreck. It's fully intact. I did a video on my YouTube channel on it. It was an old dredger vessel that they artificially sunk in the 1930s because it came obsolete. And it's fully intact, sits in about max depth 20 meters and comes up to about 6 meters. And it's a huge.
Is it upright?
It's fully upright, and they've also got the engine rooms. It's gangways, so you can actually dive along the gangways and drop down the stairs and dive under the gangways and under the engines. It's a phenomenal wreck. My favourite reef, actually, Triton's Realm challenged us to a dive. I don't know if you saw that video, to find a new dive.
I saw it, yeah.
So me, Josh, and
finding the new site, yeah.
Yeah, so me, Josh, and Holly, we went out as blue water divers, and we went out and they dropped us in about 110 feet of water. They said they dropped everyone at 80 feet, hot posted us to the side, and just went, off you guys go, drop. Went down, and deep diving is very rare in Bermuda. It's not very common. So we went down 110 feet, and the reef just expanded on, and there's probably about 40, 50 barracuda around us. It was just, and they were just circling around us. It was just such a wicked dive, just hot bedding. Probably Tarpon Hole is another one of my favourites. Nice reef arch on the breaker line, full of groupers, horseye jack snappers, and loads of swim through. So what's nice in Bermuda is the coral reefs and the breakers have like caves through them all. Yeah. So you swim throughs, and you like going through caves, and there's so many passages to go, and that's what I love. Tarpon Hole is brilliant for that. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer.
Right, let's see what Critter Hunter's got to say. Should use our video, a little counter on each video. Good idea.
How many dives do you have, Brian?
About 6,123 or something.
You're still logging as well then?
I have to here because I'm trying to find the best times to dive. I didn't dive this coast for many years in Dubai because every month we were going up to the Muslim Dam, which is spectacular. Then COVID hit. I've got this 44-year-old boat. So me and my dive buddies, I said, well, why don't we just go out here again? So and then at the same time I was starting my YouTube channel. So I thought, and I looked online, and there's been some videos, but there's no one trying to document them all on YouTube. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I went to the Nastaran today.
You just looked and thought, there's nothing here that's good for UAE diving, Dubai diving. Let me go create it. Is that kind of?
Yeah, and then now what I'm trying to do is find the best times to dive, because traditionally what we've done, we go out at a certain time in the morning, and what the conditions are. But today we went an hour later because of the tides and stuff. We had a spectacular dive. I mean, we were just gobsmacked. It should have been, rubbish. The viz, it should have been current, and we had lovely viz. 8 meters is lovely viz for us, right? And no current. The second dive, it was a little bit more back to normal, but we were expecting that. But it still wasn't bad. So that's what I logged them, and I put the times and stuff. I look at Dubai and Sharjah tide times, so we can just try and get a picture of when the best. See if there is any correlation.
Yeah.
Right.
Diving for international.
Crid Hunter, he did his dive master on, or part of his dive master. Oh, he dive mastered or something. He DM'd something at the Thistlegorm. Crid Hunter spent a lot of time in. I think he spent 6 months in Egypt, and that's where he did become a dive master.
See,
right.
You all laugh about this. So I'd only done about 20 dives when I'd done the Thistlegorm, and I didn't understand deco diving or anything. I was always told never let your computer go below 3 minutes. And I'm really good on my air, and I can pull about 90 minutes plus on a single, hour and go in depths. And we were in the Thistlegorm and we did the first dive, and the guys all ran out of air, went up. The nitrox divers, I was still down with the nitrox divers, and then they were all going up. And the guys like, right, you need to come. We need to head up now. So we did that. Went down for the second dive, went back in, and of course we dropped into the cargo hold where the trucks are and the bikes are.
Yeah.
My computer is down to 2 minutes. The guy's like, don't get 3 minutes, otherwise you go deeper. And I thought going deeper was a terrible, bad thing. So I'm like, I can't go in. He's like, 2 minutes. He's like, no, come in. I went, no, I've got 2 minutes. And I thought like deeper, like, I know it's going to be really stupid, but you're going to get decompression was my mindset. So I was like refusing to go any deeper. And he's like, no, come in, you'll be fine. We'll go in and we'll go up the hole straight away. But it just like, you look back at some of the things you used to think as a diver, you're like, did I actually...
I was involved in an incident on the Thistlegorm.
Really?
Yeah, our dive club, there was a boat called the Lady Jenny 5. Must have been back in probably 88, 89, when all the boats were foreign then. There weren't Egyptian dive boats. And we were on the Thistlegorm. I was diving with one of the guys. It wasn't my ideal dive buddy, but I got him. And he was a BZAC first class instructor, first class diver, right? As my good friend was, who I normally dive with, but he was diving with his wife.
Yeah.
And we were. I saw him then. He just kept going deeper and deeper. What the hell's going on here, right? Thank God for the Aladdin dive computer.
Yeah.
So I got to him at 62 meters.
62. Wow. Holy.
On an 80 cubic foot tank.
Man.
Luckily, my other friend had seen what was happening, so we're and he wasn't having it. And I just grabbed him and started to bring him up, right? And then then you get to about 30 meters, and he looks at it. Oh shit! Luckily, my friend had gone up and dropped some cylinders down. So, and he had a dive computer, I think, or did he not? I don't think he had a dive computer.
So how much deco did you do? Because I had to do 12 minutes of deco on the second dive with Thistlegorm.
Yeah, it was something like 20 minutes or so. On the original Aladdin, it was pretty basic. Now the deco times are much longer. And I got up the line, got back to the anchor line, and I'm thinking, oh shit, we're gonna have to go up, get tanks, and go back in. What the hell do we do? I mean, this was just when the Sinai, a year or two before, had been given back to the Egyptians.
Oh, yeah.
And then these tanks were there. Yeah. Because we were literally on fumes when we got. I think we were. The tanks were at 9 meters, because in those days we used to deco at 9. Was it 9? Yeah. And then on the Bullman tables on the Aladdin, it was at 6. So they were waiting at 9.
Yeah.
And then we could. So yeah, there was no safety stops on the computers in those days. But that's a blast from the past. Oh no, Crid Hunter was 13 months in Dahab. Was that in jail or diving? That's one of his funny stories. You'll have to look on his YouTube channel for that one. Right. What do you prefer, liverboard or land-based diving?
Honestly, I'm either or. I love a liveaboard, but one thing I do love, because of the amount of diving. So if I had to wait, I would dive every day, 3-4 dives a day, quite happily. So liveaboards are perfect for me. But one thing I love about shore-based is going Thailand, Vietnam, wherever you go in the world, and you immerse yourself in local culture. I love that as well. So I'm kind of a bit 50-50 on them. I know that's not really the answer, but
no, so it's traveling mixed with.
It's traveling mixed. You dive, and then you're literally like, I remember in Thailand, you're sitting in the bar with all these guys traveling, and you're going hiking a waterfall, and then you're doing a night dive straight after. I just love that as well. I'm someone who's an adrenaline junkie. When I lived in Scotland, Saturdays I was mountain climbing up in the mountains, proper doing great stuff, and then Sundays I was diving. I just love outdoors adventure, wilderness.
No need liverboard. Just eat, sleep, and dive.
Eat, sleep, and dive.
Well, I'm 62, right?
And the thing is, you think you dive every day, you're going to lose weight, but you eat so much. It's just not.
Yeah, I mean, it's all blooming carbs as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some board games and card games you can't play, like Monopoly Deal or Frustration. That's when people fall out when you're doing those games at night.
See, we're spoiled here because our sort of backyard liverboard diving, except for the Muslim Dam, which they're just 2 nights on a down, is either the Maldives or Egypt. Both are about 4-hour flights away. So yeah, I love going to both of those places. Our cricket hunter was in jail in Dahab, but only for 2 days.
I hope he didn't.
He got 12 months and 28 days time off for good behaviour.
But I think we
David's back. He obviously went to the off license to get another bottle of red wine. On a Friday afternoon meetings.
But Cricket Hunter didn't drop the soap when he was in the 2 days in jail, did he?
Sorry?
I hope he didn't drop the soap in the shower when he was in the jail.
No. That's a really good story. It's worth listening to. Right. Money, no object. Where would you live?
Probably somewhere like Southeast Asia or Australia. I'm desperate to move to Australia. I'd move to Australia in a heartbeat.
Why is that? I
absolutely love the diving there. I just love the culture. I just love the laid back lifestyle. You know, no shoes, no things. So just like walk on the beach, do what you want. Kind of like not quite a beach bum, but you know what I mean. They got that Gold Coast Park, Brisbane area. It's brilliant. So I would happily move there in a heartbeat. Just unfortunately for my wife, it's too far for her to travel. But I would go there if I was offered a job there to go there. I'd fly there the next tomorrow. That question. And the diving in Australia is awesome. Absolutely brilliant diving in Australia if you ever get a chance.
Yeah, I was there for business and I went up to see. We had some jobs in Sydney and stuff, and then I went up to see my friend in Brisbane. And I should have gone and dived at HMS Brisbane then, but I didn't take any diving kit or anything.
Brilliant.
But, you know, it is an expensive place.
Very expensive place, and so we've got a dive instructor by Bermuda, Robin. She's Australian. She's from Brisbane. So when I was there a couple of 2 years ago, Sophie's middle sister was competing for Team GB in the World Championships triathlon. So we flew across to go see her, and it was in Gold Coast, and I nipped up to dive the Brisbane wreck, and it was phenomenal, huge. No. There was humpback whales when we were going out.
Don't do this to me.
We didn't see
Let's talk about the Firth of Clyde again.
But we didn't see the humpback dive, but you could hear the noises, and they were vibrating the steel. So you were going through the wreck, and you felt the wreck vibrating from the humpback singing. It was just surreal. But
I've got to go back. I've still got some jobs in Australia, so I've got to go back just for that one wreck, if nothing else.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, do the Yungala as well out of Ayr. Don't do Townsville. Go Yungala dive in Ayr. They've got a fast boat. Play like AC/DC rock music going out to the site.
If I'm going back to Australia, I will tap you up for some advice.
Oh, brilliant.
David wants to know, are there liverboards in Bermuda?
No, there's no liverboards in Bermuda, sadly. In my opinion, they don't market Bermuda diving very well in Bermuda. They focus on other things, the tourist authority. But it's because all the dives, we can be there within, if we're going Fairmont Southampton, we're there in 5 minutes to every wreck reef. If we're at Grotto Bay or Robertson's Marina, those dive shops, the site's about half an hour, 40 minutes. So sadly, I mean, the island's only 21 square miles. So it's a tiny island, 65,000 people.
Do you have a diving season as well? Is there times of the year when you can't dive?
No, the dive Bermuda runs kind of March to the end of October. The season ended after Paulette and Teddy kind of ruined the season. Blue Water Divers runs all year round. The best, so March time is like 16 degrees Celsius, 18 degrees Celsius. The water visibility, 60 meters. It's phenomenal visibility. Summertime, you'll get up to around about August, we'll have 30 degrees Celsius, the water. and visibility is about 25 meters. When we have an algae bloom or a coral spawn, it drops. The visibility drops about 10 meters, but it's brilliant diving all year round.
And we had excellent viz today at about 8 meters, right? So.
I remember our first dive in Bermuda. I was on the Hermes with Mark Deal, the owner of Dive Bermuda, and we were dropping in, and him and Matt Noel came out and went, "That's the worst visibility I've ever seen on that wreck." And I came out and went, "I could see everything." Do you know what I mean? I was like, being Scotland 3 meters a meter. I was like, "That's the best visibility I've had in ages." And they were just like, "What is wrong with you?"
But you've dived in Dubai, right? You worked at one of the aquariums.
Yeah, the Atlantis. I was doing some shark feeding in the Atlantis. I did the Dubai Mall as well, a couple of times, and I did the Atlantis kind of for a couple of weeks there. It was pretty good, feeder diver for them. Great guys there. Actually.
Critter Hunters back on. You can't beat Philippines and Indonesia. Yeah, they've got some good liverboards, but are they expensive?
I'm desperate to go to the Philippines. I want to. There's a lot of Filipinos here. Huge Filipino community, about 3,000, and all the ones I dive with, they talk about the Tabata Reef or something. Yeah, everyone to go there. It's the best diving ever.
That and Raja Ampat in Indonesia.
Yeah, love to go there.
All right. Well, we're actually trying, when all this COVID madness is over, we're looking at doing the ScubaTuber retreat.
That'd be good fun.
The first one will be in Philippines, and hopefully when Critter Hunter's rich and famous, he gets us a beach resort. He says he can already do that, but then he gets us a liverboard for a week as well.
I've heard he's pretty well connected after listening to his interview, how he was a travel journalist and everything. He got all these deals and paid to go everywhere by companies. I'm like, he must be a big shot now.
Oh yeah, he was a big travel blogger. Well, he still is, but he can't travel, So, but
I want 4 seasons, all paid diving, VIP diving. Yeah, does that work for you, Brian?
It does. Yeah. Hold on. What do we got here? David's back on. Do the dive center support rebreather diving?
So sadly, not. Well, yes and no. I should say. Actually, that's not correct. What I just said. The Triangle Divers used to support it with Gary Maddox. They got bought by Dive Bermuda, and they're basically Rockville Bay, so they took over. Now, if you bring your CCR and you have it, you can dive here with it. So we do have a lot of CCR divers on the boat, and we do have some CCR trips come over, but very few far between. But we do cater for it if you have your own, but there's no rentals or anything like that.
Can we get stuff in the line, helium?
Yeah, so you can get it. It's you have to kind of call the Bermuda BIOS, which is the Bermuda Institute of Oceanographic Science, and kind of be all nice to them. Depends what mood they're in. Sometimes they'll give it to you, sometimes they won't. Nitrox isn't very common here either, to be honest. Again, you have to go up to BIOS and be nice to them to let them give you a nitrox.
But they don't give you the helium, do they?
They'll charge you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So they do a lot of deep. They've got a lot of deep divers, tech teams that go down to 200 feet, 60 meters plus. There's a phenomenal dive site here. Actually, it's off. So in Bermuda, there's 2 seamounts further out, Challenger and Argus Bank. Argus Bank had something called Argus Tower. It used to be a listening station, submarine listening station during the Cold War. And they could listen to all the submarines passing. They knew by the noise of the subs. But once that came obsolete, they cut it, looked like an oil platform, and just sunk it. So the structure starts at 30 meters and goes down to 60 meters, and the cranes and all that are down there. It's a phenomenal dive. A lot of people have dived that I've not had the opportunity to get out there because it's like a 2-hour boat ride. And you're literally middle of nowhere, no coast guard, no help. We are really isolated island. We're 600 plus miles off the coast of the US. There's no coast guard to come and get you. So you have to be well prepared to go 2 hours out there. And then
so why are the dive centres not doing nitrox at least? I mean, it's easy.
The reason they don't do nitrox is because the cost of oxygen to get into Bermuda is through the roof.
Right.
Some of them use, your profit's 4 times the cost of what you profit in like the UK. The Triangle divers used to use a nitrox stick through their compressor. Yeah. It's something we're looking about doing again. But the reality is, most of our dives are in the 12 to 24 meter range. So, you might do the odd 30 meter wreck, but very few. There's not many about them. So you're in that kind of Goldilocks range of depth for dives.
So there's no real drive for it.
There's no real drive. Of course, we get tours every time. I dive nitrox everywhere. I want to dive nitrox. You're going 12 meters. You don't need nitrox.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or 16 meters, 18 meters on a wreck.
Okay, so David, how is it? So how easy is it to have the rebreather, soften and dive kit shipped out to Bermuda in advance?
What most people do is they will actually use a gear gulper box and bring it as part of their baggage on the flight. But if they're bringing in across the Solomon line, that's normally available here. Or people do ship it. If you are shipping it, you can ship it DHL or FedEx. You're talking, if you can't carry it on the plane, you probably want to ship that about 3 weeks out in advance before you arrive. But your rebreather, all that, most of the guys who bring it, they bring it all in a big gear gulper box, tape it all up and everything, put it on the plane.
All right. Critter Hunter's been back on. Mark, as a Bermudite, are you scared of triangles? Critter Hunter, how many San Miguels have you been drinking?
Nah, the triangle doesn't exist. It's human error in the Hurricane Alley, because we're right in the Hurricane Alley. We have about 300 square miles of coral reefs here, and we're surrounded by breakers. That's why we have over 400 wrecks. But yeah, we're right in Hurricane Alley. Nah, no one believes the triangle. We all the tours. The other question we get is, how are you guys alive in a triangle, and how deep do I need to go under the island? They're the two most common questions I get.
David's back on. Hold on. Sounds like possibly a semi-closed rebreather. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that'd probably be your best
He's
bet.
the expert, or just run the CCR on nitrox. Sounds like David wants to come to Bermuda. Sounds like you're getting a free try on the Proteus. Sounds like you're getting a free course.
And we definitely want to go do Argus Tower. You'll 100% want to do that. Best place to get sharks. You get Galapagos out there, you get tiger sharks, you get dusky sharks. A couple of weeks ago, we had a great white shark out there.
No way.
So it's where all the fishermen go. So all the boats go out there, and Bermuda, it's sport fishing, pretty much commercial fishing, all like on the line reels, and they'll go out there, Challenger and Argus, and yeah, they had a huge monster great white out there a couple of weeks ago, just cruising. And we get the humpbacks, and we come into Ireland March to May. The humpbacks drop at Bermuda, and we have about 8,000 humpbacks past the island. So you can get free diving with them as well. That's like awesome to free dive with humpbacks. I've got diving with them. That was amazing.
I'm gonna have to lose weight, go to the gym, get a new weight belt. Mateus is on. Mateus Lebo. Hey guys, a bit late to the show, but finally made it. So Mateus is another scuba tuber. I interviewed him last week, and he won the Swiss Underwater Video Award for the best short film, the best film.
Massive.
So congratulations, Mateus. Good to see you.
Massive
Brock,
congratulations.
just tell them that you're stuck on the island and can't get out.
And Brock, I'm counting on you to be here in March. I was telling Brian just before that you're coming out in March, hopefully, and we're going to get some diving in. So I'm looking forward to that, mate. Can't wait to get back here, get some side mount diving in together.
There we go. Come on, Critter Hunter, he's been working. We can't all sit by the pool all day and make videos, you know. It's a bit hot now, so I'll go into the pool and get my GoPro and do a video. Some of us work for a living, right?
So we went looking out for sharks the other night, and we were out looking for sharks. Best place off Cooper's Island near the airport. It's like a wall, and you get sharks in there. And Holly and Alex with us as well, and Doc Dave. And Holly decided to stick me up on the dive, literally coming along the reef, cruising along, trying to find these sharks. And she starts flashing at me, and I look down, and she's brought a toy whale shark, and she's placed it right in the reef, sitting there going, shark, shark, shark. And I'm looking around night, looking where it is, and she's pointing at this toy. I'm like, you little rat. She's absolutely stitching me up. So we were diving just last night, I think, like night before, doing a biofluorescence dive, and back out there, and I got her back. I had a toy shark laid up in the reef for her. So when she came across, she saw it and just burst out laughing, like, you done me back. So
We should do that with Critter Hunter, shouldn't we? We should get him a couple of.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe his wife needs a wee toy octopus and place the octopus in the sand for him, so he can see.
Yeah. Did you hear that? You need to go get an octopus, hide it, and then find it for him. David's back on. Bermuda just got added to my bucket list, so you've done a good job there for promoting Bermuda, Mark.
Maybe the BTA might give me a custom commission.
Matthias, always, you earned it. It was a great film. Brock again, yeah, absolutely. We're not even started talking about YouTube. Fine.
I know.
I think it's got the hump. I think it's got the hump. Yeah, thanks, Brock. I mean, you're like me, right? A crab's got to be kind of that size, not that size, right?
Yeah.
You don't even know it's a freaking crab, right? Crabs.
Critter Hunter. Crabs. Challenge. I'm like, I've done about 300. And I'm like, I've never seen a crab in Bermuda. I was panicking when you sent me that. Literally, when you said that to me, my heart sunk. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no. And the thing is, Holly had been on me with so many dives, and we had not found any ourselves. But she had actually been looking for them as well with me. We couldn't find them. 40 dives that took us till we finally found some. And the thing is, we jumped in Devil's Hole. There was a hurricane coming in, and we wanted to go for a dive before the hurricane. And we dived. It's in a sound, just like opened by a little bridge. Dropped down there, not even looking for the crabs, and we found them when we weren't looking for them. I'm like, typical. But that was a good challenge. Appreciate that. But yeah, you were killing me, chasing me on
that. Mateus taking the mickey out of Chris saying he's not going to win next year. We hope you do win next year, Mateus. And there's Chris, damn it, Brock. Juditha's in. She's up for finding the toy octopus.
Judith's got the octopus.
and the big crab. She'll find the big crabs for us.
I know, and then I think we're going to have to call her like Miss Critter Hunter or something, or something Princess Critter Hunter, because she's the one who's actually
Pretty Critter.
Pretty Critter.
Right, let's talk about your YouTube channel. I mean, we could go on all night. How long ago did you start the channel, and when did you really start to take it seriously? Because I think a lot of people start the channels, they dive a bit, and then they say, right, I'm going to try and make this more mainstream, more serious.
Yeah. So I started channel 2017, but never uploaded any videos. I created the channel, but I didn't set it. I didn't upload my first video till like March 2018 or something, and it was just from the season before diving, and got a couple of views. And just I periodically upload a video just of wherever I was diving. Cayman, Mexico, wherever it was. I just had some footage, I put the video up, and it wasn't. I'm not used to normally being in front of the camera. I know you probably think, God, he doesn't shut up. He can just go. I was always used to being behind the camera, so going in front of the camera was unnatural for me. And it was when I did Cayman. I was in Cayman at Christmas, and I just did it as a vlog style, just see how it goes. And the video got 13,000 hits, and I'm like, all right, okay, maybe this vlog style is maybe a better way to go. Put another video up of diving in Australia, non-vlog style, and got a couple of thousand hits. And I was like, okay, clearly this is vlog style. And I don't know if you've ever had Gosling's rum. Have you had Gosling's rum? Or you ever had a Dark and Stormy? A cocktail called Dark and Stormy. So big rum runner called Gosling's, and one of the guys in the family, Ted Gosling, actually just went to me and went, you should do it as a vlog style and do it as a journey. He's one of the directors of the UEI, and he went to me, I think do it as a vlog style and do it as a journey, and you're taking them on a journey. And I started putting more and more thought, and he was giving me some tips and everything on it. And it was just a week locked Bermuda. Dive wasn't allowed because the chamber was offline. They were using oxygen for the COVID patients. So no diving, chamber off, no diving allowed. So of course, I started doing my very first video was Church Bay. And you can see me in the camera, I'm like, and everyone takes mick of me. It's like, hi, my name's Mark. Like, all nervous, breaking voice. All my mates destroying me, messaging. He said like the most nervous little person you've ever seen. But I had someone standing watching me do it, and I just felt so uncomfortable. And it got really well received. So I thought, I'll try and do it more regularly, once a week, as Eddie was telling me. I moved it on to once a week, and it just started taking off. Like, I was only getting I only had 120 subs and maybe 200 views a month, and now I'm over 700 and averaging about 8,000 views a month now. From changing to this vlog style and doing it as a journey.
And
Critter
Hunter helped me with that as well, because I'd put the videos of the wrecks up and there'd be to music and that. And one day he said, "Look, buddy, you got to narrate them. Make them more interesting." I thought, "Oh, how do I do that?" Very much the same. Now I'm doing live stream, right? Let's see what these guys are up to, right? So Critter Hunter's challenging Matt and Mateus to an octopus, and I know Mateus is going to accept it because I know what he's going to do. Critter Hunter, you didn't specify the type of octopus. Have you not heard of the Lake Zurich octopus plasticus?
But yeah, one thing I'd like to say to all my friends and everything, thank you so much for being so supportive and actually coming on to the videos and being on camera. Do you know what I mean? They've stepped up as well and really helped me out. Like, Holly has been an absolute superstar on my channel, and we can't even do an intro.
It's crazy.
Losing it. We just have an absolute blast, laugh, joke around. It's just going crazy adventure dives, and we just are just laughing the whole time, winding each other up. And like the mates Rafa and Quay and Josh as well are characters. And it just makes it, they get involved and want to be part of it as well. And they're like, when are we going? When are we going? Let's go do this. And that's helped me out so much.
Yeah. And also your editing is really, it's spot on, and the story. I mean, they are really well put together.
And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm learning. I only start editing by doing this. I have no idea. I'm just making up while I go along.
like all of us, right? It's you just kind of come up with ideas, try to keep it fresh. Let's see what these guys are up to again now. Mateus doesn't want Critter Hunter to quit.
Just perfect.
He's always found the critters, right? Now he's got to do the big boy stuff. Thanks, Juliet. Hey, I filmed a rodeo. Crab riding a flag was awesome. Can we see it then? Mateus, I said, yeah, I think tried them in England a long time. I don't know, but I guess in Switzerland they would have self-serve air fills. I was involved in that sort of concept long time ago when I was heavy in the diving industry. So what Brock wants to know, what's unique to diving in Bermuda that cannot be found elsewhere? Holly?
She's mental. I was the best dive buddy I've got, actually. Absolutely have an absolute blast. Just because this morning she came to my work and dropped me off cookies. So happy birthday to her. She's actually 18 today. So happy birthday to her. But she came across the cookies and eagle rays, different patterns, and she's just mental, but an absolute superstar. Unique diving, what I'd say is it's the swim throughs. The reef, we've got 400 wrecks, dating from the 1500s up to literally probably yesterday. Someone probably sunk their boat or hit a reef. But the rest of it is all the swim throughs. The limestone coral is all cut through, and there's passages, and you can go through like something like a cave system, but or cavern really, because you can see light at the end. We've got a dive site called Virginia Merchant, and you can be in the swim throughs overhead for 20 minutes, just different ones, come out one, go into another one, come out again, and they open into another one. It's just, so that's what's really unique. It's all the swim throughs, and pretty much most of the dive sites on South Shore have that. And what's quite interesting as well, I'd say, is unique. All 4 reefs are different. South Shore is different. It's more breakers and undercut swim throughs with brain coral. West Shore is a bit different. North Shore is more sea fans, and then when you go to like an Arches, and you go to like the east of the island, it's 3 meters, and it's a mini wall that drops straight down to 18 meters to sand. So the island's got 4 different styles of diving, which is really quite unique, I think.
All right, good answer. Are you happy with that, Brock? Right, look at Mateus. Okay, Mateus. Okay, I won't tell them about Octopus ceramicus. Can you send Holly to track down some blue rings? Yeah, well, we know she can find octopuses or octopi. You do need some help, Justin.
She's going to be in Philippines, I think, in July or August next year for Kids Sea Camp, hosting it as instructor. So maybe she can come across and show you how. I think they're going to Anilio, is it Anilo? So hopefully she might be able to pop down and show you how to do it.
That's where I dive out of. Anilao.
So they're holding their Philippine trip.
When I'm allowed to travel, I go there at least 4 times a year.
Yeah,
that's
so she's
my home diving spot in the Philippines. You know, I rent my own boat there. I've got my own cylinders there, and we dive out of there. We go out, we do 3-4 dives, come back. I mean, it's so easy, and it's for muck diving as well, just off the beach. Right, we can go out into the bay. It doesn't look anything special, but you can see. In fact, I've got a couple of videos. They're not very professionally done. It's when I first started on Anilao with my kids on, and you can see some of the stuff we get there. Even Critter Hunter likes it. So he's saying, yeah, well, Critter Hunter, that wasn't what I would call a rodeo, man. I would call that like hitchhiking. Get a life, come on.
But right. I mean, I know you said my videos are well edited, but I would say Holly likes to make it very difficult for me because we're going for it, we're going this bit, and then she says something and blows up laughing, and we have to go back and reset, and it's like maybe 10 takes. Then of course I'm laughing, I can't hold a straight face, and it just like she meant me going, "Good luck with this edit for this episode," because she knows it's going to be a nightmare. And they're challenging, but when you keep bursting out laughing, so I thought that's why I put outtakes at the end of the videos, because it just makes it easier because we just keep screwing up.
Mateus is back on again. Yeah, they do have self-serve. Now I remember when I was involved with it. I think it was through iDest in the UK many years ago. The issue was, how do you know if your cylinder's in hydro test, and how do you know if it's been visually inspected? Mateus, how do you handle that in Switzerland? It'd be nice if you could just put a comment up and let us know about that. How do you make sure your cylinder's in test, and how do you decide how much air to put in it? Because some cylinders are 207 bar, 3000 psi. Some are 232, some are 228. So it'd be interesting if you just put a few comments up to see how that's handled in Switzerland. Crab hitchhiking, that was it, right? Now so Critter Hunter, I challenge you to a crab having a rodeo with a flounder. That's depressing. Okay, so why did you start the YouTube channel in the first place? What?
Just to share my dive, really, around the world. It's not meant to be just for Bermuda. It's pretty much my diving adventures around the world. So me and my mates were meant to be in Bonaire next week, actually in the 10th of November. We're meant to be going to do the drive and dive package there, where you get a pickup truck, tanks. You guys go off and dive your own wall, instructors, and we were just going to go diving off the reef. They're all shore sites. So,
Bonaire is supposed to be great for shore diving, right?
Shore diving, they give you a pickup truck, and they've got fill stations where it's like a petrol station. You park up, you drop the cylinders in, they fill them like a petrol station, you take them back.
That's pretty cool.
Like fill stations. They've really done it well there. So I was meant to be going there literally in 2 weeks' time, but that's not happening.
Dutch Antilles, right?
Yes, yeah, Dutch Antilles, yeah. And I've got quite a few friends down there I was going to be diving with as well, so we're going to catch up with. So hopefully we're going to get back out. Hopefully I'm going to be in Florida in January, so do some filming of episodes. I'm hopefully going to be catching up with Alejandro at International Scuba Divers Club.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy, isn't he?
So we're hopefully going to do some diving and some filming, and hopefully me and James have been doing some chatting about Divers Ready to do some stuff together, maybe when we're there, when I'm in Miami. So maybe some cool stuff in January, but I'll be diving up the eastern seaboard of Florida, so hoping to catch up with Dave the diver as well. Dave the diver, one on the channel, I think he's in Pompano, so hopefully going to catch up with him and do some diving with him as well. So should be quite good, actually. Looking forward to it. But I just want to showcase diving and show what the underwater world's like. You know what I mean? Because I don't think a lot of people appreciate it, because it's out of sight, out of mind. And I just like showing it, just a bit of fun ventures. I'm just doing it for a bit of fun, really. I don't know if you're probably the same, just doing it for a bit of fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was when my daughter did her underwater photo and videography course. So we put it into a little video and stuff, and I thought, well, you know, you lose your computer, and then someone said, why don't you stick it on YouTube? So that's really how it started, you know. And then I was diving up in the Muslim Dam, and everyone's taking video, and I said, well, look, you know, why don't I take it? Because we see sunfish and whale shark, and they gave me the footage. And then the real big one was, again, COVID, and we couldn't dive that month. I said, right, send me all your footage. Let's do like a virtual dive. And that's kind of when it started. Let's have a look at the comments again. Critter Hunter, haha, you can't just dancing. Critter Hunter, you know it's done. Just wait, right? Just wait.
You're the most efficient challenge completer I've ever met.
Yeah, this guitar chart one, it was just because I work for a living, you know, like you do. Yeah, I just had the job from hell to negotiate and stuff, and it was, you know, we've won it now. We've tried to supply. I can now get back. In fact, I had the chance to knock this one off really quick, right? But I had to do the same day, the same dive center. I had to do my SSI instructor crossover. So I could have said, oh, screw that. I'm off to the guitar shark, right? Right. So, and you know, I don't just take people's footage and put them up. You know, there might be a bit of that in my challenge, but there'll be my guitar shark as well. So, Critter Hunter, you know, on this one, yeah, you all got me on this one, right? And as Critter Hunter knows, I could have knocked it off in a day or two, and you'll see why.
Okay.
And he knows I could have done that, but I chose to try and do it a bit harder. And it kind of did work, but I still have to go back to what he wanted me to do. So I could have done it in a day. So watch this space.
He takes no prisoners, does he?
No. You know. All right, Matthias has come back with the answer. Everyone is responsible for using service cylinders. You sign a paper, you'll cover the dump. No, that's pretty well. Yeah, it's Switzerland. You follow rules. I don't know if that works so well in England, where we can't even keep face masks on.
Oh, chances aren't.
They fill up only up to 220 bar. Okay, that's pretty cool. Right. So, plans for the channel.
Plan to continue doing weekly episodes, and once so I've been backloading a lot of filming with Holly just now, because she's about to go off island to go upgrade her junior dive master to a full dive master. So she leaves on Monday. So we've been out a lot the past few days to bulk back episodes. So I have plenty of episodes and content coming. And then she's back, and we'll get back out searching again, diving again, hopefully. So really just continue the weekly episodes, which is really hard to keep in track to actually do. With a full-time job, teaching diving as well, it's not easy. Like sometimes at 12 o'clock, now you're trying to still finish and get it uploaded for Monday.
And then, you know, you're trying to make a video, and then you've got, because we can't get in the water every day because we're working, right?
Yeah.
And then you just got to shoot another little sequence. Like I was testing a underwater cutter today, a $20 titanium underwater cutter, and it's really good. I won't tell you where it's from, but you know, it's not easy to get it back in the sheath, and I kind of figured it out. And then today we could actually film how to get it. My only criticism of it was difficult to put back in the sheath, but then I figured how to do it easy. Yeah. And then that's taken 4 dives for probably what's going to be a 5-minute video.
It's good. And the reason why I did a backload as well recently, I've never would backload, but the other, you know, my other mates for divers are work full time, you know, pharmacists, everything else, insurance. So trying to get them out, and it's very hard. So we've got 3 episodes filmed. We've filmed 1 tomorrow and another one on Sunday, and it gives me 3. I hope to have 5 episodes to edit to get done. I mean, so at least I know if I can't get a reliable choreographer or Josh unavailable during when she's away, I'm gonna have. Yeah,
I've got the same. So tomorrow I wanted to go diving again.
Yeah.
Right. And my 3 regular dive buddies are all busy. You know.
Exactly.
So I've got my own boat. I mean, I've got all the stuff on it, right? And then someone was did later on come and say that I go diving. I was late reading the email, but then because they said they weren't diving, I haven't got everything ready. So then, you've really got to plan it. Where I'm lucky here is I could just nip over to the East Coast in the afternoon, Sandy Beach, dive resort. I phoned them up. They dive 2 dives in the morning, 2 dives in the afternoon. Is the boat busy this afternoon? No, we haven't got any customers. Can I come? Yeah, I always have my stuff ready. Yeah, and then they take the boat out just with me on it, right? Where in the world does that happen? But I mean, but we only go to Snoopy Deep or to a wreck port, I think each Cape one, so then it's not costing them a lot on fuel.
No,
and I give them a plug every time. I mean, I pay for my dives. Nothing on my channel is free. If I test something, I pay for it. And AliExpress, I've got a load of stuff that I'm testing for my GoPro and nearly Paralens journey, because the Paralens, they've still not delivered it. They still haven't written and said when. I mean, what a disaster of a company! I tell you,
I have power lenses as well. A lot of my early footage power lenses, and to your surprise, I think it's COVID stopped them, but their customer service was normally, I'd never issues with them. I know you've had trouble. Like I was testing a lot of their apps. I was testing their camera for them at points, and I was breaking them so many times. And I'd literally messaged Andreas Dudek at Powerlens to go, broken it. She's like, can you send those? So of course, how it's a metal cap at the back now. Before it was a plastic cap, so when you screwed it on, the cap would snap. So there's a TV show called Caribbean Pirate Treasure. It's Philippe and his wife do it. And so they were in Bermuda a couple of years ago, and I was filming with them. Great experience. Interesting to see how they film, because things aren't done in order, and things that happen in dive 2 or dive 3 are put in the first dive, and it's all muddled up.
Yeah.
For entertainment purposes. And when we watched it, we're like, that's not what happened. So it made you realize, really change it all up.
Well, many years ago, I was, I told you I dived the Whistle Dam, but I was one of the first recreational divers up there. And I was lucky because I went up as a safety diver for the BBC.
Yeah.
And they were just doing a week up in the Whistle Dam, trying to film as far north as possible. I said, what's going on here? They said, well, we've been in Iran and we've done all the filming for a wildlife documentary, but they won't let us go in the water. So, yeah, we can virtually see Iran from here. So the stuff's the same. We're just going to film it.
Well, it's just crazy how they do it. 'Cause I remember we dived in, they missed the anchor of the Renwick wreck we were looking for, completely missed it. All of the divers found it apart from them. So they had to go back down to find it, to see it, to get footage of it on the second dive. Then, of course, Heinzie, our captain, finds on the GPS like something that comes up, and they're like, it was reef, all right. But in the video, like, oh my god, something's up there. Oh my god, what do you think it is? Well, could be a wreck, could be reef. Oh, let's drop the anchor down and go dive it. And they go down and goes, oh my god, look at this wreck. The anchor could be the wreck and everything. And we're sitting there thinking, that was found in the first dive. You guys missed it, and you guys had to go back down. And they're like, we'll get all the divers to show them. And you're like, you guys kept missing this anchor the whole time. It was just the way it was put together. It was just like as if the GPS or the side sonar picked it up and we all dived down to go find it. And it's like, nah. It was interesting how they put stuff together.
I think this is another something that challenge that Critter Hunter hasn't done. Yeah, you can take the mickey out of people, Critter Hunter, but people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Exactly.
I see. There it goes again. It's a bit like the crabs. Exactly the same story, Critter Hunter.
I was messaging me going, have you seen Brian's latest video? He goes, he's taken the rip out of us that he's found them. He's got it done himself, and I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he's gone and found them. We need to get out. And it's like, but for me, I was seeing dives all the time. He set a challenge, and they're all gone. I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah. There we go. The old textbook excuses come through. That dog ate my dinner, my homework, wasn't it? Yeah. He's a good lad, though. I really like Justin.
I mean, he lives up these conversations, that's for sure. Any advice for budding scuba tubers? Someone who's just started a channel and is deciding, do they go a bit more serious on it? Any advice?
I would say probably not take yourself seriously too much. Just enjoy it, and don't try and it was a tip that's one of my favorite YouTube channels gave me a tip. Absolute brilliant guy, Brody, gave me this tip that said, don't worry about, I think he had like 30,000 subscribers at the time. He's now got 2 million. He sent me this tip to me, and it all stuck to me. Don't always worry. He's Australian, so he uses Australian. He said, don't worry about the content you put out. Keep a schedule, deliver that schedule every time, and don't always try and make it perfect content every time, because they might not get seen, but the one video you might be unhappy with that you just stick out might be like not a banger, as he said, but go viral. And that's what happened to him. He was always trying to create perfect content, and they said, but he was struggling one week. He put out a video that wasn't great quality, wasn't overly happy with it, and it just blew up, that video, and blew his channel up. So he just said, just get the content every week, and not every video is going to be a banger, but just make sure you're consistent what you're doing in your story and what your channel is, and you eventually one day it will take off for you.
Yeah, that's where I'm a bit guilty at the moment, because I've got 2 or 3 projects on the go. All this, I'm good with the live streams, and I'm really happy about the live streams because they have to happen right at the time you say. But again, with work, and then you're trying to get footage, and you see that one I put on about disaffecting dive gear.
Yeah,
it took me nearly 2 months to get all that together, and because I was checking all the stuff out, I was figuring out, I was trying to look for easy places to help people work out the percentages and stuff, and I was happy with it in the end. But it was, and then getting people to reply, right? Like Dan, I wrote to Dan and I said, "Look, Dan, your website's wrong," and then didn't get a reply. And then all of a sudden, I did get a reply and noticed that they'd changed the website and done a brilliant job on it. So I suffer on that. I'm working on one of the oxygen kits at the moment. I've got a really good oxygen kit one coming out, and I've got one on scuba tank. But I just try and cover all the bases so that when someone looks at it, they can't put a comment of, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" And it is hard.
It's hard. It's really hard. And that's one thing I give a shout out to my wife. She is so patient with me because she's a non-diver. She's tried it, didn't enjoy it, but she's gone out, and like I'll be out diving with like Holly or Josh, Rafa Quay all the time. Picture on weekends, and I come home and I'm editing, and I get very little time. She's working long hours. She's insurance, and she's so patient and so supportive, and that helped a lot. Otherwise, yeah.
Does she dive?
No, she tried it. It wasn't for her. He did do it. Did it for a while, but didn't enjoy it. Just she found it claustrophobic and didn't. It's not her. But she's all into her fitness, exercise, and she's got her own hobbies, passion, which helps as well. But it makes a difference because if she wasn't as patient as she was with me, I'd probably be out on the street right now.
Right, let's have a look at a few comments. So there you go, he's sulking again. Octopi Critter Hunter, we told you it's octopi. Bro, no editing live stream. That's what I love about live stream, right? What you see is what you get.
It is what you get. Well,
what's the best value for money editing software?
I don't know what you use. I use Final Cut Pro X. It cost me $299. I think the first time I bought it, and I bought that back in 2012, and I've transferred it every time I get a new Mac. It transfers, the license transfers. So
we use Film Express.
Film Express, yeah. So I can't fault it. Final Cut Pro X, because I'm a Mac user, so it's really good. It's really user friendly, and the fact the license has travelled. So 8 years later, I'm still using it.
The top 3 are DaVinci, Adobe, Final Cut. Oh yeah, I've heard of DaVinci.
I found DaVinci hard. I tried to use it for color correction. I really struggled with it until Final Cut put a new color correction package in, which has really helped a lot out. I don't know about
you. If you want free, DaVinci's good reviews. Personally, I have a Mac, so I use Adobe as monthly rental. Thanks, Brock. Thanks for that. Someone new. Oh, he's someone new. So thanks for that. Keep the pressure on him. Keep the pressure on him.
He's going to
Critter Hunter. You better find them by next Friday, because I've got dive monsters on, right? Rudy and Daisy, and they are going to rib you, mate. They're going to rib you. I've told them we can upload some video during the live stream if they want, right? So come on, don't embarrass yourself.
What I should maybe do is maybe get Holly to a video tomorrow of how to find octopus.
Because that'd be quite nice. Yeah, a little,
she's the one who found the octopus. Then she went out free diving. She broke the aquarium, found out where they were, and she went out with them one night. The Dr. Alex there found a needle ray turtle, and then she went out every single day from me, free diving. Had a map, drew on the map, marked them all where they all were. So she said, right, we're diving tonight. I've got an idea where they are, and we went diving, and she pretty much found.
Yeah, I saw that. That was brilliant. That was.
I mean, she spent about 2 weeks for me, and about a week just going out every day, finding them and marking them and everything for the episodes. Like, I can't fault that. It was brilliant.
Justin, that's where you're going wrong, man. You've got to go free diving, right?
Yeah, she went free, marked them all for us, and then took me out there, even though we were hiking over rocks and everything, and climbing up rocks and climbing up scaffolding round it. Do you know what I mean? But it was just a mental night. It was such a laugh.
All right, here we go. Okay, Matteo. So yeah, we all believe in Critter Hunter. He's a great guy. Critter Hunter, I use Premiere and After Effects. It was $50 until a nerd got a hack one for me. Yes, you can now be sued. Lucky you're living in the Philippines.
Exactly. Adobe's coming after him.
Is the editing software Windows compatible? I think most of them are. Please let us know, guys. Dave needs an answer. Hello, Turga. I'm perfectly holding
Adobe
up
is, but Final Cut Pro isn't. Only.
Final Cut Pro is only for Apple, is it?
Yeah, but Adobe's compatible for anything, and so is DaVinci.
Right, yeah, Dave, Brock's giving some good advice. DaVinci Resolve works for both Windows and Mac. Cool. Turget's back. I thought you were hiding. Got to look at it now. The excuses come. The excuses come.
Sleep buddy.
Anyway, good answer. I better get that damn guitar sharp pretty quick, right?
Yeah, you're going to upload that tonight. You know that.
No, I need at least 10 days. I think.
Oh,
all right, I could upload something tomorrow, but it wouldn't be of the quality that Critter Hunter would expect from me. Right. What's your favourite YouTube channel and why?
My favourite YouTube channel
doesn't have to be diving.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. Brody Moss, YBS Youngbloods. Brody Moss. Yeah, absolutely love his channel.
He just uploaded today or yesterday about the mask, defogging a mask with a lighter.
So what I love about his channel is he's proper Australian. He was an electrician full time doing the side. They go out spearfishing, but they're so passionate for the ocean. They only catch what they take, and they won't catch any more. But they're always looking to protect the ocean, cleanups, everything else they're doing. Like, he lives on the ocean and lives his life. And
he just bought this house, hasn't he? He just bought this house.
He bought this house. His channel literally blew up maybe about a year ago or so, because I started watching when he had less than 30,000 subscribers or something, and he's got over 2 million now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
2 million at the beginning of the year, and then he pumped loads of content out during lockdown. It's over 2 million, but he's like so down to earth, chilled. And what I like about it is the videos are so natural. You know, it's just every day of his life, living on the ocean, jet ski, boat adventures, free diving, going. And he's off Western Australia, Bromley, I think it's just north of Perth, quite a bit north of Perth in the wilderness. And is it Nigaloo Reef or something? And they're getting like eagle rays, mantas, leatherheads, tigers, hammerheads. It's just, and the visibility.
Yeah, no, I've been watching that channel for about a month now. Yeah, it's natural, and he's just so good. It really pisses you off, doesn't it? It's just so natural and easy for him.
I'm in front of the camera, or me on the camera, losing it, can't hold it together for an intro, and he's just chilled and relaxed. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's pretty good.
Oh, Brock, yeah.
Oh, you love it, Brock.
Hold on, I'm cut out of the list here, right? So Critter Hunter's got a grand design. That's why he can't find octopus. Wet Souls are in the room. Good to have you on board.
He's the same, Final Cut Pro as well. It's brilliant. I love Final Cut.
Well, Mark, that's your second favourite show, obviously. All right, Critter, look, you know yours is a favourite, right? But we have to talk about other stuff.
We've got extra strength. No, I'm joking. Extra strength is brilliant as well.
But I think Turget's subscribed to Youngbloods as well, right? So let's talk about Holly, because she's now. You were mentioning that she's a junior dive master.
Yeah, she's a junior dive master.
She's her 18th birthday today or tomorrow?
She's 18 today. We're going out tomorrow.
How did that happen?
So tomorrow we're going out for a pumpkin carving, underwater pumpkin carving for her birthday. That's what.
But how did she become a dive master before she was 18?
Yeah, so she was kids sea camp in Carolina, run kids camps around the world, and they worked with Paddy to create a junior dive master program. It's a pilot program. It's in beta testing. So Paddy haven't decided if they're going to release it or not yet. So what they did was pretty much the full dive master course, all the e-learning, but they created a junior dive master e-learning as well, and junior dive master exam. Pretty much did the whole program, just piloted, just seeing it, and there's a committee that's together reviewing it and analysing it to see if it's something that can go forward or not. She actually just got an article published in Scuba magazine in the US. The latest edition has just come out, and there's a whole page on her doing the junior dive master that just came out yesterday, I believe. So she talks on that as well, and it's pretty much the whole DM course, but because they're under 18, they can't have, there's liability issues, guiding, teaching, all that sort of thing. So when she is guiding, she has to be under direct supervision of an instructor. So when she's guiding, she's normally with the tourists or something, she's on the boat, I'll have her guide, I'll sit at the back of the group, and she'll guide, and she's under my direct supervision. So the liability sits with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or normally
so what happens now she's 18? Is it like the other junior qualifications, she automatically upgrades, or?
No, so she's just turned 18. She is going to St. Lucia. So she's flying to Carolina to work in the office, kids sea camp for the next 2 weeks, and then she's at St. Lucia to do the upgrade to full DM. Right. So I believe it's rescue assessment again, skill circuit again, and the role model stuff of leading dives again. She's got to do some leading dives, and then she's got to redo the dive master exams or something. So we'll rattle that off, and then she's going to Bonaire, I believe, in February to become an instructor.
Wow.
So,
cool.
Yeah, so she's turned 18, shy of 600 dives, one of the best divers I've ever dived with, one of the funniest people I know, down to earth, chill, just to absolutely laugh. Great fun being in the water with her.
Right now,
great mate as well.
Has Holly got any plans to be a ScubaTuber?
No.
Come on.
I was gonna have her come on this at the end as well, but she's out of water start just now. I got her out of water start helping, so she's there just now, and I'm going to be on a podcast in a couple of weeks. I'm doing the recording with Andy, the Northern Diver. I don't know if you follow him.
Well, I'm actually interviewing him on the 13th of November.
So on the 10th of November, I'm on his podcast. We're doing.
He's agreed to have an interview on Friday the 13th.
He's a brilliant character, and so I was going to get Holly to come on with me to that, and she's like, "You think I can be on an hour podcast or an hour interview? I can't even do an intro without laughing and cracking up." So, and she was the last video, a lot of videos recently. A lot of people have been commenting. I mean, a lot of private messages on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp saying you two are like a comedy duo act at the moment and are absolutely hilarious on camera. So I think that's working quite well, just because we bounce off each other and just are both big kids at heart at the end of the day, which helps.
Yeah, I want her on my Scuba Live presentation. I want to drill into her about this junior dive master and stuff. So
I said to her this morning about it, and she's like, "Well, I was quite glad that I've got water start today, so I don't have to go on." And I'm like, "But you'd be fun." She goes, and she was like, she was saying to me last night, saying, if you and me went on it, it would just be a comedy show for the whole hour where everyone would just be laughing and not be able to say anything. Just like, I will try and ask her. I will say she's going to be watching this when she gets home, and I'm going to have about 100 messages ripping the shreds out of me, just taking the mick out of me. So I'll try and get her on so I can get her payback.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool. Some of the people are interested. I mean, were there other junior dive masters, or was she the first or the only one? Or
she's the first and the only one. So one of the things, because we're going to be doing an episode filming, interviewing her doing it. and like her journey to become a junior dive master, I have to send that to Paddy to be approved for release, for example.
Yeah.
So, because of disclosure agreements and everything that's in place. So I guess she would have to get permission from Paddy to do it, I guess, because of the agreement she signed.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that Top Gun movie with Kelly McGillis? And so I'm going to start the interview. So you're the one.
That's what I mean. Because when I was doing it, I was speaking to Paddy. They're like, because we were talking about me and Holly about doing this. Paddy's messaged me. I'm really good friends with Genevieve and all them. They're like, look, you need to send it to us. It needs to go through our committee that's reviewing this course. It has to go to the marketing team, and they have to sign off on it for release. So we're still in the process of making that video at the moment to get across to Paddy, because I know they're going to be very, very particular with us on it. So hopefully it's fine. So hopefully that could be coming soon as well.
Oh, excellent. Turgut, he watches YBS as well. Okay, I mean, that's about it. We've been on for an hour and 45.
I was going to say, is this your longest one?
It's the longest one.
On the call, we don't shut up.
Is there anything you want to say to people? Anything you want to ask me before we say good night to everyone? Or good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are?
Well, when are you going to be hosting the Dubai get-together for us all?
Well, we've got to get COVID out of the way.
Yeah.
And if we, I was talking with Matthias about this, or was it Critter Hunter? If we do go, well, when we go to the Philippines, if we fly Emirates, we can do a few days diving in Dubai, and then we go on to the Philippines for the grand finale.
Awesome, because that's the way I would come. Is I would go New York, Philippines, Dubai, and then probably Dubai, Philippines is the way most people go, or they go London, Dubai, Philippines. So
that would be ScubaTuber live, on steroids.
And then everyone realised that we're actually all bandit divers and have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, bits falling off our kit, stuff leaking, and but it would be an absolute rip, right? I tell you, it would be laughing.
It would be an absolute blast. It'd be great fun, and I bet you would have. Have you got a modern BCD, or would you be pulling out the old retro BCD?
I have moved to a Wynne. I mean, I still prefer the Scuba Pro stab jacket.
Okay, you got Scuba Pro jacket. So
no, I'm on back wing. I'm on plate and wing now.
What are you diving? Because my back plate is Apex, and my side mount's got Apex. I love that.
No, mine's Stevie gave it to me, so it could be from anyone.
Stevie, yeah.
Then he gave me a Scuba Pro wing. I didn't like it, so I bought a Dive Right one.
I shouldn't say that. Even when I did my side mount, the Scuba Pro gave me the X-Tech side mount, and it balloons up and it's got bungee. I shouldn't say that, but I swapped to the Apex about a week later. But yeah, that's the thing. That I don't know, the Scuba Pro. I think you've got to go with Apex, Dive Right, X Deep for you, and for you.
We were talking about this today. I'm probably going to move to Halcyon.
Halcyon, yeah. I started my tech stuff in Halcyon in Malta, and it was actually really comfortable, even though the regs are Scuba Pro regs rebranded.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the backplate and wing. Yeah. Regs, I'm Scuba Pro Wave, although I do have a collection of Apex regs, which we're upgrading and servicing at the moment, because I got about 6 of them for 200 quid, and a guy was leaving with a couple of plates and a Halcyon Princess wing.
Nice. So, regs are you diving? Scuba Pro?
Scuba Pro, yeah.
Which models are you on?
Mark 25 with the either the chrome adjustable or the clear D250. Okay,
because I got Mark 25, which I really like, and on the A700, and my side mount says G260s, Mark 25s.
Yeah.
You might actually like to know this, actually, quite interesting. When I was in Cayman, I had a kit malfunction. Never had it before. I did about 200, 250, 300 dives a year. And I was in Cayman at Christmas, and my 12th dive in like 4 days. And we just come up the wall. We did a 30-meter dive in the morning, but we're coming back up the wall, and we're the second dive of the day. Oh, sorry, someone's calling me on my phone. Sorry. Let's pull that back up. So I was at 30. Sorry, my phone, it links into my Mac, and it links everything. So we were going down we were coming back up, and I'm at the back filming. just happily filming on my the back for about 16 meters, and I get a bang, just complete bang. I go, no air coming through my reg, and I always thought regs were meant to free flow open. You know, when they fail free flow. So it bang, I'm like, breathe out, can't get air. Play the Ventura valves, play the switches, open it up, getting like quarter of a breath, and I'm like, second dive of the day, 12th dive in 4 days or 4 days. I'm like, it's not good. I can't go for the surface. Look around to my budget, look around divers. Of course, I'm at the back of group filming. You know, when you film, you end up away from the group. But going back to the diver, I go up to this American diver guy, and I go to him, is the back of my regs okay? The bubble going? He's like, no, they're okay. And before I got to him, I swapped my octo because the whole hose was vibrating and getting air. I was really struggling, so I swapped my octo to swim to him, thinking that's maybe my second stage failed. Got there, got a bit of air, and then that started to fail as well. Get to him, ask him bubbles. He's like, no, you're all good. And I'm like, okay, out of air, share air. And he looks at me, turns away, and swims off. All right. I'm gonna like die here right now. Like, he just went away. I'm trying to grab him, and I'm getting like a quarter of a breath or less, nothing through. And I'm like, this is not good. So I see Kim up ahead, the dive guide, Irish girl, brilliant girl, absolute blast. Swam across to her, and I'm like, right, where's the boat? Where's the boat? And she's like, I can handle the air that I'm getting, so I'm okay. I'm kind of handle. I'm like, where's the boat? And she's like, right over that way. I went, okay. I was like, my regs are broken. I'm going like up to 5 meters to a 3 minute safety stop, and then going to the boat. And she's like, your regs are broken. I went, regs broken. Back on my 700. I'm like, yeah, gone. And she's like, no, it can't be. No. So on air, so I literally took my reg out, gave it to her. She took a breath and went like that. I just got and was like, boat that way, you and me together, sort of thing. Do you want on my octo? I'm like, no, I'll stay on this just now. There's enough air on it, and I knew some of the divers alone air. I knew I could handle it, relaxed. We swam together, back to the boat, did our safety stop. I went up on the boat, came up, pretty happy, raging with the guy who swam away from me, absolutely fuming with the guy. And Kim comes up and speaks to me after and says to Joe, who's the owner of Dive Tech, brilliant organisation, go came and dived with them, turned around and went, well, I'm glad that happened to you and not any of them. And I went, what do you mean you don't want that happen to me? And they went, because if it was any of them, they'd have probably died or had an accident. You were pretty relaxed and happy, so it's a good thing it happened to you. And I'm like, really? So we found out the problem was, so I called Andy Shears up at Scuba Pro, like my reg failed, something's gone wrong, what has happened? And it was a brand new Mark 25 I got at the beginning of the season because my other Mark 25 I had for 10 years, the barrel was gone, it had to be changed out. What they do is they put a washer under the high pressure seat in the tube cylinder, and they put a full washer instead of a half washer. What had happened was the washer had jammed the high pressure seat that slightly moves up in the chamber.
Yeah, the thing, yeah.
Jammed, and when I was breathing it in to get air, it was shuddering up and releasing small amounts of air, but somehow the washer got trapped. But when you get the Mark 25 first service, they cut it to a half washer and a smaller washer, and that was the problem. So when I was back in Scotland in February, gave it to the Edinburgh Dive Centre. Scuba Pro technicians were live. We did a live service on my regs with Doogie, and we found that the washer jammed and wedged the thing, and that's what failed the regs. So I believe now.
First time I've heard of the Scuba Pro reg failing.
You've never heard of one fail?
No, but free flows.
So
but not in that manner.
No, and it's all because the washer, if you ever take Mark 25, there's a seat that moves up in the cylinder. Yeah. The washer had just jammed, and that's why I was getting a breath when I breathed. I was getting a wee shudder. But yeah, I remember going to that American guy and kind of politely telling him he should not have swam away when I'm on an octo out of air. And he said, I didn't see a problem. I was like, I was on my octo. I still didn't notice a problem. I signaled out of air, sort of thing. And I was like, the politest way a Glaswegian can be when they're annoyed to someone. But yeah, that was an eye-opener for me. I mean, you probably had some crazy stuff like that over the years as well.
Oh, yeah, well, my own making, usually. A few comments. I said, yeah, Philippines dive retreat. Yeah, we're on Crid Hunter via Dubai. We got that one. Divers ready is coming, for sure. Then it has to be via Dubai.
With James going.
Super duper ScubaTuber. Are you on the red wine, Davis? He's Critter Hunter's all our favourite, right? He's the man.
Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. He's a great laugh.
We love you, Critter Hunter. ScubaTuber overboard.
His video of James was brilliant.
Mark 25, bulletproof.
The bulletproof until I got hold of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never had a fault in 14 years. I think it was just something went on it that day, you know. But they don't put that full washer in anymore. Apparently, the new ones they've got, they don't put that in anymore. So.
Apex backplate, way to go. Yeah, I like Apex. Well, I remember Apex before Aqualung bought them. I remember when they made the Manta 5000, the side valve.
Almost like the old Poseidon, isn't it?
Well, I used to use those as octopuses in my dive school. Either way, they're in, right? So I have them on a Scuba Pro Mark II.
Okay, yes.
And the I forget what it was called, the Chrome second stage, and we'd use those as octopuses.
That's incredible. And just what was quite easy with I know a great UK company, Apex, being bought by Aqualung, but I guess Aqualung's given them the distribution ability, and now you have to.
Yeah, they've kept it as a separate brand.
They still a brand, but like for example, I'm doing my Apex. So I'm a Scuba Pro Tech, but I've got to do my Apex Tech, and I had to go through Aqualung US to get the tech done. So I went to UK, and they said you have to go through Aqualung for the tech now, and you get the Aqualung tech at the same time. Apparently,
well, the comments are coming in. Now we're talking about gear.
Gear.
Great. You have trouble with the shoulder clips. Critter doesn't have trouble with anything. He's Superman.
Apart from octopus.
The octopus. If you're diving side man, would you have had a fully redundant system?
Well, when I dive side man, if I'm doing it rec, I'm on Apex. Is it the WSX25? Off the top of my head is what I dive. Normally my redundant is a lifting bag SMB, but if I am going to be doing some tech stuff, I actually dive direct dry suit and use my dry suit as my redundancy, in case, especially on tech. Have a second
we tend to dive stages all the time. In fact, the conditions were so nice today, we didn't go with the stages. And both me and Steve, my buddy, we actually felt naked without the stages. But generally, every dive we have a 30 or 40 cubic foot stage, because that gets you, out of dodge if you get in trouble. And now that I know a Mark 25 can fail, I think we'll not leave them in future. But so was there any issues? Big pockets for to win. We got a lot of comments coming in.
Yeah, when I did my tech course in the Sonoti pit, I had a kit malfunction there on an Apex, which was a real eye opener, and it was my deco bottle that failed. No idea what happened. We'd done the Sonoti pit first, did 45-meter dive, came back up, did 11-minute surface interval. Guy put new tanks on. I went back down with the tanks I had because he wanted to see how I was going to react when I came pretty much out of air during the dive. I still had 200 bar in each, 100 bar in each tank, and then my deco bottle had 150 bar or something. We went back down 40 meters, staged the deco bottle at 30 meters, went down 40, came back up, got the deco bottle. I put my deco bottle. I wear contact lenses, so of course mask comes off. Shut your eyes to not leave your lenses so I can see what I'm doing. Reach out, put my spare mask on. I'm like, perfect, good. Continue up. We'll get my deco bottle back on. He starts free flowing my regs, shut down drills, everything. Get up to 18 meters where we do the no talk switch. Do the no talk switch. Got the valve open. Breathe the deco bottle. Nothing comes from it. Absolutely nothing. The gauge had the pressure showing it had 150 bar. Nothing was coming from it. Turned it the other way, just check if it was the valve. Nothing came. He had a look at it, and he's like, crap. Because we were meant to dive the rest of the dive on my deco bottle to accelerate my 50%. So we had to start moving up, started doing the deco stops earlier and stuff, and we had about a good amount of deco do, but it was an Apex rig. I don't know what it is. It's maybe Wet Souls can tell me. It's the green Apex rig, the one they do, for the night trucks or O2. It was that one that failed on me.
The one with the swivel on.
The one, the swivel, yeah, it's all green hose, green face, first stage. That's the one that failed on me. Got up, did our safety stops, our deco stops and everything, and then he did some more skills than me. But you do a cave technique where you unclip your side mount and drop it, so the first stage holds it down like a weight. It's a cave technique to help you. You've got no air in your tanks almost. I think I'm down to 30 bar in one tank, 20 bar in the other tank, and he does another free flowing session on me. So of course I'm shutting down the drill. But just before I did that, I put my SMB up with the tank down. He had gone round and turned the valve off. All right. So I'm thinking there's only 20 bar in that tank left, and we're at 6 meters. We've got 2 minutes to do there, and then we've got maybe 5 minutes to do 3 meters. So he does a free flow. So I'm like, bring my tank up, clip it up, start the shutdown drill on this tank, shutting it down, shut it down, swap or go into this tank and take a breath, and there's no air there. And I'm not gonna lie, my heart sunk. It's because my thought was, because I knew this tank only 20 bar, and he's free flowing the whole time. So that tank's probably empty now, or maybe got 5 bar, 10 bar in it, free flowing it. And I literally go to the valve, and he wanted me. I knew he had full tanks. So I could have gone out there, gone with air, but a tech dive, you can end the dive on your own. You've got to be completely self-reliant, pretty much.
Yeah.
Valve and just turned it. It's the motorbike for the right one, and the air I just heard this psh, come through and got air. And I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the best feelings I ever had. Finished the deco stops, and he came up to me and went, "Brilliant, you handled that. We actually had a kit failure that should not have happened. We defaulted back to our backup plan of just deco stops along the back gas on the table on our slate off the computer." And I remember I'm sitting there, then he's like, "You okay?" And I'm like this, like going like,
I am now.
I'm glad to be out of the water right now. But he was like, "Brilliant, you didn't go straight for my air, you didn't go for the surface because you really had deco. You thought the problem, you thought about the situation, you analysed it and worked it out, problem solved before you went for my air." That's what he wanted to do. He said he was testing to me dive here because you'll dive here. And to be honest, it's made me a better diver. I can't fault him. It's made me a lot better diver.
Let's knock off a few of these comments. Okay, we got the right. No, critter hunters. Mine aren't broke, but I don't use them much. Yeah. I've just tested an Aqualung. In fact, someone lent me a brand new for my SSI crossover because I had octopus and all that. I think it was an Aqualung Legend. I'm going to do a review on it. And what I really liked on the first stage, they've got one of these DIN first stages, which water can't get in. They've got the spring. When you come off the tank, so water can't get in. So if you don't put a cap on it, it's not flooded. So I will be doing a review on that one. It did breathe brilliantly. For a scuba pro guy like myself, and I was amazed at how nicely that regulator breathed.
So I don't know if you know Scuba Pro, the new ones, all the Evos, what they do in the service tech, they say, everyone's got the mindset, put the dust cap straight on, stop the water getting on. What they do in the service tech course, they put all the rigs there, the 17 to 21, 25, they pour water in the hole, all right?
Yeah.
And then they pour the water in the hole, and then they take the whole thing apart, and there's no water inside because there's actually there's like I don't know what it is, a system inside that stops the water going through. So they said, old days of Scuba Pros, before they came to Evos, the water would go in, but now they don't, and they use that as an example. And I was amazed, take it apart, and the thing has no water in it.
No, I'd heard Scuba Pro got something as well. I think you can do an upgrade. Yeah.
So I know all the Evos models have that, and I think all the newer models, even the non-Evo ones, have it as well, but the older ones didn't. So yeah, it's quite good as well, actually.
Right, let's get through some of these comments. What have we got here? Yeah, you're a legend, Critter Hunter. You're a legend. Super Hydro's Pro. You can't get wrong with Scuba Pro. XD.
XD
cool.
Wing. That's a
good brand. Good brand.
It's a really good brand. And you've got Apex M2Rs. They're really nice. M2Ks. That's a nice rig. Oh, Shalice, this is full.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm have to go Critter Hunter, right? What do we got there?
Those two are going. Wet Souls and Critter Hunter.
Right, we got. I missed a question actually, and this was a question. What's your favourite critter? What's your favourite thing to see underwater?
Whale shark.
Whale shark. No hesitation.
I've only seen one whale shark ever. I've gone around the world trying to find them, and it was in the Red Sea. Ras Mohammed, dive site called Fiddle Garden. And what was really annoying about that, I was diving a camel dive. Good operation, but we went out, and they didn't tell us we're diving the site again at this time, Fiddle Garden, between far and middle. We dropped in, and the guy goes, shark. And I went, it's going to be another oceanic white tip or reef shark. Turn around, and there's this...
On Ras Mohammed?
This absolute boss, and my heart absolutely sunk, and I'm like, couldn't believe it. But the German guide swam to it, and had been there every day for the last couple of days, but swam to it, grabbed onto its dorsal fin, and the thing went off in the blue, all right, and left. And we're all standing like, what do we do? Do we follow him? So we start swinging the blue after him, all raging he's done this. And what they did, the instructors rattling away, saying, guys, come back, come back, come back, come back. So we all get brought back. So we come back and everything. With the guide, we come up, and they tell the guy who brought us back up tells the captain what that DM's just done. DM comes up 10 minutes later, amazing, amazing, amazing. The captain goes crazy in the boat, get down in the lower decks, don't want to see the rest dive, you're done. We got back to the dock, and the owner of Camel Dive, they'd told them to go into his room, empty all his stuff, and all his bags were on the dock for him. They'd sacked him. So we got back. Right. We're sitting there, and everyone's raging because that thing. Oh, sorry, mate. You grab something.
All right, dude. Target. Yeah, Apex. Good. Yeah. I think when we get to the top end rigs, most of the big boys rigs are good. We've got an Apex fan on the screen. Yeah, you know, I can't fault anyone that uses Apex. No, but we can't fault anyone that uses Scuba Pro either.
No, absolutely brilliant man. But I'm sorry for that. That was DHL. I had him at home to do this. But yeah, they were brilliant. They got back on the dock and they sacked him on the spot, which I think was the right thing to do, because that shark every day for that week, and it never returned after that spot because of what he did.
Well, we're spoiled here. When we can dive the Mustard Dam, you know, I would say at least nearly every month, one of the group or somebody in the group will see them. We won't all see them, but we also get sunfish, mola as well, which are amazing when they just come out and you see these ugly, funny looking fish. I mean, they're probably my favourite.
So don't dive Monterey Bay if they're your favourite in California. All right, so this is what I dive Monterey Bay, and there's all molas, they're all juvenile small, and they're all sitting in the sand with their fins cut off. You know, they got top fin dorsal and the bottom dorsal, and they're all removed. They're all up. I don't understand why. The seals go and catch them, bite their fins off, and throw them frisbees between each other. And I'm not joking. So I'm on the stand, and this guy's saying, I'm seeing all this mola, I didn't know. And he's explained to me that the seals throw them as frisbees, catch them and throw them frisbees in the Monterey Bay. Literally came around the corner on this rock. There's two seals throwing a mola between each other. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, just the way the seals played with them. I'm like, he's like, yeah, they're going to be dead. But that's what the seals do in Monterey Bay. They use molas as frisbees, which is crazy seeing that.
Critter Hunter, the camel diver. Yeah, well, he was up in Northern Sinai, so that doesn't surprise me if they use camels up there. Yeah. Well, Mark, we've been on for 2 hours, man.
Yeah, sorry, man. I know, it's just quickly. But we'll definitely get a catch-up soon. Always welcome to Bermuda. And anyone who wants to come
about you now, they know your backstory, they know what turns you on, they know how you like to dive. So we've definitely covered this one in this interview.
And if you ever want to Bermuda, drop me a message and we'll go out diving together. I'll happily dive with anyone.
And if we can pull this ScubaTuber retreat off, still waiting to see Dave get over to, well, when we can dive the Mustard Dam again, we'll give you a good go with it. Yeah. Because we got the reg debate going on. Anyway, great having you on the show, I guess I call it. You know, and I think everyone's got a really good idea about who you are now, not the superb video producer and editor and humour. So thank you for agreeing to do the interview. It's been really good.
No, I'm really happy, and I really appreciate everything. More than support you anywhere I can as well, and in this interview, in the app challenge as well. You know, really appreciate it. And I love your videos as well. You know, great narration as well. And so thank you so much.
Well,
Keep doing it.
It doesn't come natural, but I try my best.
Same here. I have no idea. I'm trying my best as well.
All right. Any more comments, anyone? Great interview from David. Thank you.
Thanks, David.
And so I think we'll close it down there. Mark, thanks. You've been a star.
Appreciate it. I'm looking at the next video.
We'll talk again soon.
Oh, 100%, mate. Thank you. Cheers, man.